Yes, indeed. The dark sign brands the undead. And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north, where they are locked away to await the end of the world. This is your fate.
Well, what do we have here? You must be a new arrival. Let me guess. Fate of the undead, right? You'd have done better to rot in the undead asylum. But too late now.
Let me give you a nibble of advice. Don't even consider visiting Anor longer. Not in your state. You won't stand a chance, you'll be eaten alive. But go along if you wish, if only to deepen your despair.
Clinging to his age of fire, and in dire fear of humans, and the Dark Lord who would one day be born amongst them. Lord Wind resisted the course of nature. So that you may link the fire, cast away the dark, and undo the curse of the undead. And may the age of fire perpetuate.
Welcome back, everyone. We're Destiny Souls with Rampancy.net. I'm Narcogen.
And I'm Blackstar, and here we are continuing our exciting adventures of Narcogen's compare and contrast of the Destiny and Dark Souls universes, as well as game development. So thanks everyone for tuning in. We certainly hope you enjoyed our last one, and I believe Narc got a certain distance in, sadly with a little hilt issue that has been corrected. We've got an actual killable sword, and we're going to be continuing on, hopefully, with a little greater progress. Well, wouldn't you say?
Maybe. We'll see.
Little.
I did do a little bit here. Let me go to let's bring up the game.
Yeah, I wasn't sure exactly where you wanted to jump in as far as your game progress from last time.
What I've done, you can kind of see here. I did play a little bit after we finished last session, and basically just walked back to the graveyard to pick up the items that were there, and that's going to give me basically a few more options for weapons, and also the binoculars.
Hey, how about pants?
I can hear it.
What happened
No,
here?
actually, okay, well, I'll show you what I've done there.
Yeah, she wasn't naked last time.
Was talking about stats, or not so much hidden stats, but maybe buried stats. So, for instance, right here on this screen, you'll see this is my character name, Rampancy. It says Covenant None. We're going to talk about that in a minute.
Oh, Covenant None. Wow, there's some Covenant parallels in this. I had no idea.
No Covenant. You had to open your mouth.
Yep,
right?
Yep.
Okay, but also there's down here a toggle status, which not really very informative. Like, what do you mean status?
What do you mean
now
toggle?
I am level 15, and in Souls, what that means is, since we started level 4 for some reason, I've leveled up 11
Star
times.
Wars, obviously.
And each level, it's very different from like the way Divinity or Fallout handle leveling, where an entire level goes up over a long period of time usually. This one basically is that you get a few thousand souls, and every time you get a level is when you add 1 point to one of these stats. And the longer, the higher a level you get, the more points it takes to buy one of those. So that basically means I've added 11 points to the totals I started with, and in this case I've split them roughly equally between endurance, strength, and dexterity. Endurance gives me stamina and carrying capacity. Strength and dexterity give me damage increases with weapons that scale with those things. I haven't put
so
pretty much anything
very
into
standard D&D fantasy type specs.
Yes.
Got it.
Well, you know what? But it is kind of non-standard in the sense that, like for instance, here vitality is hit points, whereas in other games that would not be called that. That would be called something else. And in endurance, endurance in Fallout means carrying capacity. Endurance in this one means carrying capacity, but in Fallout, strength means carrying capacity.
I somewhat imagine like the top AAA game developers who have to come up with all these different descriptions, getting together at some lunch and arguing over, no, it should be called this. And I think that would be a quite interesting conversation to chime in on.
This is why sometimes games license systems so that they can have a standard to refer to. Fallout, for instance, started off as a GURPS scenario, which was what the General Universal Role-Playing System developed by, was it Jackson?
I forget, I honestly don't know. I've had a lot of alcohol since then.
But it was supposed to be a GURPS game, and then there was a dispute over the license, and they dropped it, and so that's why Fallout uses a special system. So basically, like D&D has one system, GURPS has another system, Fallout has its own system now, and Souls also has its own system.
I'm curious who came up with the ideas for the levels for the blue, purple, gold, because there are a bunch of different games that all have certain greens, also in there. Same with the button color icons.
Diablo was the first place I saw that.
Was that the first one?
Because Diablo basically ended up being the same system that was used later in World of Warcraft, because that's the same dev.
Okay.
And that those colors were borrowed pretty much verbatim, meaning the same things they mean in those games, into Destiny.
Okay, well, because Destiny 1 and 2, they do it, and I've seen it in other video games and whatnot before, where, at yellow or gold was always like, S tier was the top of the level, and the other ones, meanderingly had different qualities in between. So, so I'm just wondering, there are a lot of parallels with them in general pop game culture as far as consistencies through titles and eras, or eras. But okay, so as far as your equipment go, we still haven't come to the conclusion of why you're not wearing pants.
I'm coming to that, actually.
Okay.
So the toggle status button shows you more stats. So, for instance, HP and stamina and equipment load. This controls the speed of your combat roll evasion. Basically, if you are at 50% equipment load or higher, you'll be the slowest roll. At between 25 and 50, you'll be a medium, and I believe that below 25% of your total load, you are the fastest roll. And this gives you very specific numbers on resistances to various kinds of damage, because this doesn't just have like elemental and physical damage. Striking, slashing, thrusting are all different kinds of damage, and the the fast and strong attacks of various weapons do different kinds of damage, and different enemies are vulnerable to different kinds of damage. And then you have magic, flame, and lightning. And then on the third screen,
I'm sure a lot of guys nerd out over this.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So then on the third screen, finally, is this number that last time I called hidden, and it's not really hidden, but it is buried, because it is on this third screen, 2 button presses behind toggle status, which you wouldn't have any idea what it meant.
Well, it's funny you mentioned hidden specs, because that's the one thing I did want to talk about at some point. So put a pin in that.
Okay, is Poise. Poise is your resistance to being stunned or knocked over.
Oh, I was thinking more like,
the thing to notice here is that this stat that the character has is a sum total of all the poise numbers on all of the gear.
Right.
So, for instance, if I look at the Hollow Warrior armor, and then I toggle display, I can see the poise numbers for these thing items. And the thing you'll notice is that the
so
leather,
obviously they, vary highly.
Yeah. So anytime I look at a slot and I want to compare the things I could put in that slot, it shows me numbers in blue or red based on whether they are better or worse than what I'm currently wearing. I'm currently wearing the Hollow Warrior armor. Here, I'll zoom in so this can be read more easily.
Yes, for all the people out there who can't see those tiny
And the
text
hard
boxes.
leather is better in almost all the damage reduction categories, but not by a lot. 26 to 24, 27 to 23, 26
But your
to 25.
poise goes down to 0.
Right, poise is 0. So all these hollow enemies that we've been fighting in Undead Burg all have poise from their armor, which makes them hard to knock down, and we didn't have any. So early on in the game, before you get better stuff, I tend to like to use this.
And it has absolutely nothing to do with the fashion statement or perception of your character as
No.
a whole.
No, and I have no choices for gauntlets, and it's the same for this. For instance, if you look at this is the hard leather boots I came into the game with, and yes, it's got like 1 point better on various kinds of damage. It's significantly better on bleed and poison, but in this first part of the game, we're not going to be running into any much bleed or poison. But it has 5 points of poise.
And I thought Destiny's
also-
specs was too much.
It's also lighter.
Yep.
3.5
So you're-
versus 1.4.
More flexible, more maneuverable,
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
The other thing about equipment load to notice is that you can quick change between the options in these two slots. So, for instance, I can have one sword here and one sword there, and one shield here and one shield there, or I can even put swords in all these slots. Anything that's in any of these active slots, I can switch to in gameplay without coming into a menu. I just hit the D-pad to do it. But any items equipped here all contribute to your equipment load. Whereas if I just have it on my person and then I go into a menu, they don't. So I'm carrying, supposedly, right, all of these weapons, right?
Really?
I got
in your magic bag of infinite weapon carrying?
Yes.
See, yeah, that to me just kind of breaks a lot of, conceptually, just breaks a lot of the idea of even worrying about any of these numbers, because you're carrying 50 swords.
But if they're not in one of these equipment slots, then you can't change it without coming into the menu, and the menu does not pause the game.
Right.
Just like Destiny.
Well, does it use action points? Because, that's a thing.
No, not a thing. Normally it would use stamina, but basically what it means is that it leaves you open to being hit. So changing weapons from the menu in the middle of a fight is not a thing. You must be in a safe area to do this.
Don't
if you want to switch between weapons fast, it needs to be equipped. For it to be equipped, it counts towards your equipment load, which means it will affect your roll speed and your player speed.
Who wants to go into their bag in the middle of a fight?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got to find some better pants somewhere, because this is not a.
At some point we'll be
only
getting
got one shoe.
Yeah, all the
that
hollows
must be
just have
terribly
one
off
shoe,
balancing.
I guess. Now I'm gonna go over here and use an item that I picked up in the graveyard, just so we can see what's going on with it.
Not to mention taking a bath. Oh, we're
Also,
gonna go attack the skeletons.
It's jingle jangles. No, we are not. But I went ahead.
No
and did
jiggling.
This. So I'm gonna go down here.
Should we put an NSFW warning on this?
Binoculars. Use items. And she
where'd she pull those binoculars out of?
Yep. So, and I forget.
That's wrong.
No.
Whoa, wait.
Yeah.
What was that? Did you keybind something?
No, I was trying to back out of using the things and it went into attack. Yeah, she pulls up right out of the butt.
Okay, so after pulling the binoculars out of your ass.
There's no zoom here, but you can see here all of the shining, glowing items. I picked them all up. I went down here and did that, and I picked up all those items, and those are the items here. Short sword, long sword, the Zweihander, which is a big two-handed sword that requires very high strength.
And two hands, apparently.
Yeah, you can see, for instance, the requirements here. Down there, the bottom right, rec parameters there is strength 24, and the red indicates I do not have that.
Oh, not even close. You got him.
The
bulk up.
S-Stock, which is a thrusting kind of sword, and the other stuff that I had, which was the Morningstar, and also a spear. I don't like the spear that much.
That should be useful.
The spear does have the ability that you can use it while blocking, but what all that really means is that you can have you can hold the block button and do an attack, but it doesn't. It still seems like you'd be vulnerable from your right side while doing that, so I'm not really sure how much of an advantage that is. Okay. So, I mentioned we were going to talk about 3 basic topics with respect to Dark Souls and Bungie games, and the first was factions, or as Dark Souls calls them, covenants.
Oh, not
And
clubs?
So this character over here that I said, hey, we'll talk to him later,
Yes.
we're going to talk to him now.
Well, it is later.
Hello there. I believe we are not acquainted. I am Petrus of Thoroland. Have you business with us? If not, I'd prefer to keep a distance, if possible.
Okay, Dark Souls does this kind of crap all the time. And remember, we were talking about Destiny when it added dialogue prompts for NPCs in public areas, like Eris and the
Yes.
Drifter in the camp out on Europa, where they would say a thing, and then you had to press a button again to get them to say something else. This is just like that. The whole dialogue system is like that. They don't have trees, but in this case, they make a character literally say for like the first couple of options, I don't know you and I don't want to talk to you. Go away. And you have to persist.
Hello there. I realize that I have requested that we retain our distance, but I also want you to know that it is not meant in ill will. Here, take this as a token of peace. No, go ahead. It's for you.
Okay. So the first thing this guy says is, I don't know you, do I? Go away. I don't want to. If we don't already know you, I don't want to talk to you.
Here's my
And then
loose
he's-
change. Go away.
And then he says, don't worry, it's not you. It's not. I don't mean anything by it. But here,
Right.
take this and go away. The guy's literally treating you like a, like a beggar. He's giving us one
Well,
copper coin and telling us to
Look
go
the way you're
away.
dressed. Yeah, I mean, come
fair.
on. You're not wearing any pants.
Fair,
Yeah,
but he
I
does-
can't entirely blame him.
He does do this even if you pick the elite knight with all of the shining armor pieces.
Right,
so,
but I'm just saying.
no. Yeah. Okay.
But I do like the fact that the progress is manual. I really hate dialogue trees that just, monologue without any chance to either interject,
Fair.
stop, pause. I always like Divinity very well. They take it a sentence at a time where they say one thing and you have a chance to react. I wish Destiny did that. But yeah, it's
Yeah,
definitely an improvement in my, humble opinion that the progress is all on the player. The animus is on you. It's just not on automatic.
Yeah. Despite not being able to pause in most cases, Dark Souls does give you a lot of control over the pacing of your encounters. Because even in combat areas, like once you've cleared an area, if there's no line of sight on you, like stuff doesn't roam all around the world looking for you. Things stay where they are. So you always have a chance
that'd
to,
be nice.
take a moment, look at your equipment, take a breath. You don't need to pause the game if you're in a safe area. You can put the controller down and walk away, or you can just quit. That's fine.
Definitely
so,
like that,
So let's go back in. Third time's the charm, right?
Oh my, you again. Oh, I know. How about this? I have to await my companions here anyway. So what if I were to teach you some miracles? Would that please you?
Would you like to see a magic trick, little girl?
I know, exactly. Jeez, where's your van with free candy on the side of it?
Okay, so he is now asking us to join his covenant, and it's really kind of non-transparent about this.
Well,
And-
you said you want me to teach you some miracles. To me, that's not the same as, do you want to join my cult? And that distinction is not quite clear here,
Yeah,
if that's what that
not
actually
clear.
means.
lots of things in Dark Souls are deliberately made not clear so you can learn them. So I'm going to go ahead and join this.
Very well. Then first, a covenant with the gods.
Yep. So the first one is, would you like me to invite you to the Covenant? And the second one is, okay, I'm now asking you to join the Covenant, and it's telling you, abandon Swarm or Covenant. So kind of like factions in Destiny, you can only be in one Covenant at a time.
At a time, right. So which one are we joining? Is this Dead Orbit, or are we, following Future War Cult? What?
Now let me share my miracles. Only their ultimate effectiveness will be determined by your efforts and your faith.
And how much brain dust you have.
Right. And when he says faith, he literally means faith. He means the player statistic, faith. He's basically the D&D cleric. He's teaching you magic spells that use the faith attribute. So most people don't mess around too much with a lot of this stuff, especially if they're playing the game for the first time, because weapons make a lot more sense than magic.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's straight up, would you rather shoot or would you rather, cast spells? Strangely enough, though, I was really expecting him to ask now for my credit card data, find exactly how much these miracles are going to cost me. Here
you tell you. So, for instance, some of these are like these at the top, which are healing, and this one, which is basically Homeward. It's basically like the spell version of the Homeward Bone that sends you back to a bonfire. Those are 8,000 and 10,000 souls, respectively. I cannot afford them. They've got 4 and 2 ones down here. Force, which is an offensive spell. It creates a shockwave. Inflicts no damage. Basically, it's knockback.
Gotcha.
It's for crowd control. And
I do think it is kind of creepy that souls is a commodity. That's kind of gross.
I don't know how well developed the interpretation of that is, but I always kind of thought that it basically meant that this is an apocalyptic or post-apocalyptic world where most normal people are dead and gone. We've got this curse of the undead, and we've been sent to this prison from which we escape. The guy
also
warned
a lot
us
of monsters lying about.
Yeah, the guy warned us don't go hollow, and most of the things we're fighting here are called hollows. The gear I'm wearing now is the hollowed warrior armor.
No wonder he doesn't want to talk to you.
Hollow gets used in a bunch of Japanese media to talk about the spirit of a person who has died and does not know they are dead, and therefore does not peacefully go on to whatever the next phase of existence is. If you watch the Bleach anime, for instance, all the enemies in the first phase of that show are all hollows, and the hollow is even designated in the same way visually, just like this dark sign, which is this dark ring. In Bleach, it's all characters who are hollow have a black hole in their chest, from which eventually a chain emerges to indicate their hollowed status.
God, who writes this?
Okay, and just like Destiny, I didn't even have this on the list to talk about, but Dark Souls also has emotes, which just calls gestures. Yes. So this guy teaches you this one. All you have to do is ask. It doesn't cost anything. The shrug gesture.
They teach you how to shrug.
Come again.
Do they teach you the bird?
Of the teachings depend upon your faith.
Okay, so here's my gesture menu. Point up, point down, beckon, wave, bow, joy. Oh yeah, okay, so this is like the emote wheel. Like, this is how many it gives you.
Right.
If you want to switch one out, you go there. Oh, yes.
Oh, gee, wow, okay. You almost
It's
emoted
okay, it's
right
not
into
an
his face with a
it's not
sword.
An attack. Where's... Yeah, okay.
I know, but he doesn't know that, and
so now I need to assign one from my list.
In the face.
And I make the first one shrug.
Well, I will say Destiny 2 still has the best emote ever made, and that's eat popcorn.
Yeah, we don't have that. But in some cases, emotes have gameplay value.
Unplayable, must install now.
Emoting places does things sometimes.
Oh, hello. I will teach you miracles. A promise is a promise, after all.
Well, we just met. I
My
wouldn't exactly
companions
say
are Milady
promises.
and her young knights. She is young, but burdened by an undead mission. We are her defenses, to keep her from harm.
Why would anyone want to harm her? Oh, Question Deca's in the chat. Hi, Deca. He says, yeah,
Hey, Deca.
Praise the Sun is a later game favorite. Yeah, I was going to mention Praise the Sun, because didn't Destiny actually put one of those in there afterwards? Didn't they have, because Praise the Sun was a big one, I guess.
We will hopefully get to that today.
Okay, yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool. Because I, to be honest, I wasn't sure where it was in this game or when you'd get the opportunity.
An undead mission? Regrettably, I cannot share that with you. But you are my pupil. Perhaps if you show your faith.
Why don't you show me to a clothing store?
Ah, okay, so he's basically saying, would you like to buy into this information? Okay, alright, fine.
Maybe.
I can surely tell you, of all people, undead clerics are given a mission to seek kindling. Kindling is the art of feeding bonfires with humanity. Through kindling, we shall one day be granted magnificent powers.
Great, I paid money to find out something I already knew.
Yeah, seriously. Okay, so wait a
That's
minute.
fine.
We're throwing people on fires now?
Sort of. I mean, sort of
I'm
like
terribly
saying again
confused.
that the currency of the game is souls, right? The idea that the
Yeah.
souls of all the people who've died and gone in the apocalypse are accumulated among the various monsters and undead and people who are left over, people like ourselves. When we kill Hollow, they drop souls. When we kill boss monsters, they drop more souls. The bigger and more powerful a thing is, the more souls it drops. And we talk to merchants who live by scavenging, and we feed them souls to keep them alive. But there's a way in which this weird, messed up economy makes more sense than what Destiny does, where, you know, a guy who's got a 3D printer who can make any gun he wants because they've already got the Engram, where everybody could be having an exotic weapon, basically says, no, you can't unless you do this quest, unless you go out and kill 10 boars for me in the forest. It's like, man, you know, there's a war on. Well, here there isn't that. Like, society has collapsed, and the few people trying to survive are saying, hey, you want me to help you do something? You got to do something for me.
Well,
And there
here's my
isn't,
question, because
you know?
if this is post-apocalyptic, right, everything seems incredibly medieval. So is this supposed to be like an alt-universe kind of thing where society collapsed before there were cars and planes, or is this supposed to be even further than that?
This is an alt universe. There's never really any hint that like this is our past or anything like that. Or it's going to. In fact, it's not even strongly hinted. I would say it's out and out stated that this is a universe that is trapped in cycles of light and dark, kind of like Myth is, but with a little bit twist, where Myth basically fluctuates between, you know, somebody who's light and good as a ruler, and then there's a big battle, and then things go the other way, and then they come back. This is more like a fire that roars and then dies, and you get a choice to rekindle that fire by doing a thing, usually by killing the guy who lit it last time and now doesn't want to do it anymore, or is dying, or has gone mad, or, you know,
Yeah,
those things.
Deca says, yeah, you're throwing people's souls onto the fire, as surprisingly, for Undertale, souls are power and fuel.
Yep.
Also gross.
Okay. But notice again the difference between the way the tower is set up and the way the Firelink Shrine and the Covenant is set up, right? When Ghost brings you to the tower for the first time, you get to meet a bunch of people, and this seems to be an active society that knows what's going on, is instructing on people how to become involved in it, right? You get a ship, you meet the heads of each of the Vanguard segments, and then you have the speaker, who we're told speaks for the Traveler, even though he doesn't listen to it. And then there are the faction leaders that are non-Guardians, supposedly leading civilian society, who all have various specific design elements and philosophies. And you used to be able to pledge to them, and this would involve you in competitions between those factions that would result in rewards. And then they just wrote that whole system out of the game because it was all very complicated. How does government work? What is the Concordat? How does it involve the Vanguard leaders, but also the Speaker? And does it matter now that there's no Speaker anymore? And why wasn't the Hunter Vanguard replaced after Cade was murdered? And what does it mean now that all the factions are just gone and not in the game anymore?
I just think they were bored with the writing and wanted to take it in directions, and they painted themselves into a corner and said, "Okay, we're gonna waste all this."
Yeah, they didn't have gameplay impact anymore, and so they were written out. But Covenants here,
I think they wanted to change gameplay and was tired of it butting up against story.
Covenants here have gameplay because it's part of your character progression. You have to decide at some point what kind of character you're going to be. And if you're going to be doing any of the kind of magics or stuff like pyromancy or faith or sorcery, then you need to be joining these covenants to get access to the vendor. And you can change, but you can only be in one at a time. And some of them have other functions as well, which we'll get to if we see some of the other NPCs.
Come again. The effectiveness of the teachings.
Yes, he does. Thank you very much. Okay. I have switched. We'll put the game back in.
Yeah, because otherwise this is just a video of us staring at her butt.
Yeah, I have
question
switched
Deca said,
to
yeah,
the...
pretty much every Souls game is a failed timeline. So, okay,
Yes.
so my question then for all the Souls games, are they supposed to be different eras or different whole failed worlds that are separate from the others? Or is it just sections in this constantly repeating cycle of light and dark and failing and
It depends on your
collapsing?
interpretation.
Really? Okay. So, but there's no correlation between one to the other,
Like
on any specific timeline or order.
Like,
sequence.
okay, for instance, it's strongly implied... Oh, darn it.
You got a little greedy there.
I wanted to get the item before...
Yep, I know. Yeah, see, you immediately went to loot. Never loot in the middle of combat. Never mind at night. Never dig straight up or down.
Yes.
And never, ever loot in the middle of combat.
I've switched to two-handing the short sword because I can do a fast attack that will kill most of these guys specifically in one hit.
One hit.
I don't have to worry about what they're doing or not doing if I get in the first hit.
Now that was the thing about, hey, see, you're looting in the middle of combat, and like you said, it does not stop when you go into your menu, so therefore that becomes problematic. Deca says, honestly, the worlds of the Souls games reminds me more of the setting of Clive Barker's Jericho, whereas primordial being repeatedly breaks out and grabs more and more reality for its pocket dimension, taking forever, never giving.
Haven't read that one. Okay, so again about the failed timelines, right? After Dark Souls 1 is Dark Souls 2, and Dark Souls 2 looks completely different, right? You're not at Firelink Shrine, the names of places are different, you don't have a Firekeeper, you instead have an Emerald Herald. Some of the same things are being done, but they're being done in a different way in what appears to be a different place, but the same thing is still about rekindling the fire. And in the starting town, the safe area, over in a corner is a broken version of a very important item in this game. And so it's strongly implied that, like, this is hundreds, if not thousands of years in the future, where the same cycle is repeating, but with slight variations, right? Different character names,
can we
different
walk and
place
talk?
names.
Yeah, progress.
Not really, no. This is not a game where that's possible, really.
I just didn't know how much farther we had to go before nasties happen again. Oh god, giant rat.
But then what happened is that, so it's kind of implied that, like, Dark Souls 1 is the past and Dark Souls 2 is the present, and then they did Dark Souls 3, which is the future, but all the place and character names reverted to what they were like in Dark Souls 1. So it's kind of like the universe was one way, and then it changed to being different, and then changed back. A lot of
no
fans
explanation
are not
of it, therefore.
No.
And I'm assuming that it's game developed by the same group of people. Was it an experimentation gone wrong? Somebody that got fired and they rehired?
Gonna throw a firebomb at you, aren't you? You're gonna try.
I love that the AI gets faked into throwing against the wall, though. That's kind of cool. Oh, careful. Doorway. I gotta say, I love the fact that it takes the environment into countenance.
Oh,
you know,
you will until you have to repair your weapons because banging them against the wall damages them.
Oh, no. I probably wouldn't mind that so much, but it does mean you gotta be aware of your environment just as much as you are of the targets and them of you. To me, that's very immersive. I'm sure gameplays-wise, it's probably incredibly frustrating at the most inopportune time. But again, it's adding a dynamic that usually has not been present in a lot of games. So to me, that's kind of cool. I don't know if I'd call it innovative, but yeah, see, he's slashing the walls there and everything. Yeah, because of the stretch. That's cool. So the arrow's going so slow though that I don't know.
Oh wait, do I have enough to level up or not? Oh yeah, I do.
Shall we level up?
Trying to think. Yeah, not dying is always good.
Yeah. Now, can you respec these things? Can you go back to the boat and go to the mirror, or
No.
No, so this is permanent.
Yes.
So if you goof your specs, you be dead. Yeah, sadly, all these guys respawned because you rested.
Yes, because I rested. Yeah, see,
Now,
as long
what's
as you
to
get
stop
to
you
this guy
from-
first.
Okay, well, my question is, what's to stop you from just, like, completely cheesing your level upping by simply hacking and slashing at a bonfire that you simply watch, rinse, and repeat? Do people do that?
Nothing. If you want to grind and get through this not by memorizing everybody's attack patterns, but just grinding until you're doing a high level and upgrading weapons and stuff, you can do that. There's a limit to how much you can do because without progressing far enough to reach a blacksmith, you can't upgrade your weapons, only your character.
Right.
So there's only so much you can do.
Diminishing returns. You're gonna wear things out. He just healed.
Yeah, he just
healing
did.
thing.
Cheesy.
Now, how much do you ding your swords up by smacking the walls? A lot.
I should look.
Yeah, I'd be curious if something, because I'd be curious if like weapons literally would fail and die in the middle of combat.
Yes, they can. In fact, there is a warning that will flash on the screen that says "weapon at risk," and it's there to tell you that your thing is going to break.
that.
And if
That's
you don't
cool.
have a second one equipped, which then counts toward your equipment load, you will just revert
gotta go to the bag.
fists.
Oh, no
So
kidding!
it's
It goes
a bad thing.
Wow.
It's a bad thing to happen. And basically, we have
Yeah.
no way of repairing weapons right now because we have not yet reached a blacksmith. And I think the vendor that's over in that other area we just bypassed does sell repair powder. And there's an item
Repair
you can
powder?
get that will let you... There's an item you can get that will let you repair items at a bonfire yourself, but you have to buy it, and it's thousands of souls, of course. Come on, man.
Wow, of course, because everything costs thousands of souls. Now, is there a specific attack like slashing down from the top that you can do rather than swinging left to right? Because this is a very narrow hall, and you're going to keep smacking the side of that building.
Attack patterns are weapon specific. So, for instance, if you want a thrust, you have to either be doing the right attack or using the right weapon.
That has a thrusted. Oh, okay. See, I don't know.
On, man.
God, right in the face. Yeah, I don't know if I'm a fan of that perfectly, because you know, theoretically, you could just poke with this sword. I mean, that's a technique. It's not logical. You can't poke with it.
Yeah. So, for instance, the strong attack with the shield equipped is a thrust.
Yeah, that. Why don't you try that?
It's a sideways slash with the shield. When you two-hand, the strong one is also a horizontal slash, and the short one is an overhead slash.
Yeah. I would have gone with the shield up when the poking. Deca says, yeah, Jericho is actually an action shooter, horror shooter, pre-Resident Evil 4. Now, we haven't actually done any of the Resident Evils. In fact, I would love to do the remastered of the first one at some point. I really would. I remember when that first came out for the PlayStation back in the day, and that was so scary that, you know, people were talking about, you know, afraid of having heart attacks. And I did actually play through the whole game. That and the Alien Trilogy. Those are like the two big titles that sold me on getting a PlayStation back in the day.
Where did you come from?
Someone's getting you in the back.
I don't know where that guy came from. I forgot there was a guy behind me at all.
Apparently. Blech. I love how they do that before they die. Blech. Kicking the corpse. Blech. So, question, is there like an ultimate goal out of this thing? Something you're supposed to do or some place you're supposed to go?
Well,
or
yeah,
whatever?
that's what...
There have been 3 games where society's completely collapsed and obviously not gotten any better. You're obviously doing something wrong, or this world is pretty much, you know, doomed anyway, so it really doesn't matter what you do. So...
Yeah. Linking the fire is usually what they call the ultimate goal, and eventually in the series it becomes a question of making the choice should the fire be linked or not. Like, you can become kind of like you know, Myth as this light and dark sequel. Eventually they give you the choice of like, do you want to become the Fire Lord and link the fire, or do you want to become the Dark Lord and usher in an age of darkness? And Dark Souls 3 strongly implies that like things have been so bad for so long that, like, an Age of Darkness might not be bad.
Really?
Yes. Oh, I see what that is. That guy ran down from the top. You jerk.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Did he spot you from above?
Now, this is locked. If we had that master key, that would be another place we could open, and that would be a long route to go around that boss we died to last time. Technically, this boss is... optional because if you had the key, we could go around him. Now, did I pick up?
My question is, when's our witch's ring going to become relevant? Because obviously you run into like 20 doors where that key definitely sounds like it would be a bonus.
Much later.
Is it really going to be worth it?
I thought I had a useful consumable. Ooh.
Well, you've got too much stuff for a single person with no pants. So.
But I don't seem to have it. Darn it. Okay.
You don't even have like a magic bag, you know? Yeah, isn't there a giant bridge troll or something over here?
Yeah, there is. There's the first non-tutorial boss, who's the Taurus.
Yeah, because that's the one we died to last time. Yeah, not over there anymore, doofus. Yeah, these guys are not the brightest bulbs in the tree, let me tell you. This, that, the other thing.
If I
the damage is 117. Okay. Bungie numbers and damage. Good to know.
Yeah, I thought there was supposed to be an item I could pick up in this area that was this, a thing that you can use to
some
apply...
shoes, because you're going to get tetanus on those rusty railings.
...lightning damage to your sword, because this guy is vulnerable to it. But I don't seem to have it in my inventory, so I either missed it, or...
Okay, time to run away. Why don't you don't trip over the rocks? Climb up here?
Yep. Because you
really?
get a bonus. You get a bonus attack by doing that. Now let's see if I can.
Slash his kneecap. Yeah, hamstring. I want to try going up the ladder.
Yeah. Ultimate boss in Souls games is the camera.
Yeah, I know, right?
And the difference between boss fights in Dark Souls and Destiny is that in Dark Souls, when you fight a boss, they're gone, and boss fights in Destiny are made to be repeated ad nauseum.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. I was thinking about that before when we were going to talk about this. But you know, once the time element started coming into Destiny, I started thinking it's like, you know, they should have. Oh, that's a bad hit there. I'll show that on the screen. Monetized. I never understood why they didn't correlate the whole time issue with the Vex and try to introduce the concept of your activities being temporally repeatable for a reason, you know, where they put in the time manipulation element to gain practical experience. You know what I mean? Where the reason that you're doing these things over and over and over again is a reason that has to do with the time element that involved the Vex. You know what I mean?
That's called getting greedy, and don't do it. Okay. Humanity, a Hober Bone. Okay, and he dropped his weapon. I'm not sure if that's a guaranteed drop or not.
I don't know if you could. Okay, can you equip it? Because I don't think you're big enough or strong enough to wield something like that.
It's
bigger than you are.
possible not. Oh, well, that's a scale issue as well. Like, for instance, like, weapons, like, even if a guy drops a weapon he uses, it's not necessarily going to be as big as it was when he was using it. And this one says, unable to wield weapon effectively with present stats. But it will let you try anyway. Oh, it is pretty big. Now, notice the red X.
You're supposed to use that effectively.
Notice the red X. So it's telling you you're not going to be effective because you don't meet the stats.
No.
And in this case,
that's silly. I figured I'm surprised it lets you equip it.
Strength requirement. Well, again, Dark Souls will let you hurt yourself. So in this case, it says the strength requirement for this weapon is 46. Mine is 19.
You're nowhere near it. Yeah, you're
nowhere
near it. Okay.
Nowhere near it.
Okay.
But it will let you
that
try, and usually what happens is that you're just very slow.
You're gonna break your arm. Yeah, that's not combat effective for one, and yeah, that also is like a Japanese anime kind of thing where everybody has a sword the size of a telephone pole and wields it around like it's a pencil. Yeah, I never quite understood that. Was not a fan of that anyway. So it breaks the immersion reality they're trying to make in this game.
Yeah, it's also possible to cheese this guy like Atheon and make him fall off the wall. You'll see there are holes in the wall, and he can knock you off, and you can also get him to fall off if you attack him in the right way. If you block his attacks with a shield like this one, you can stagger him, and he can fall off.
I was hoping you'd be able to move one of the parts of the wall that are broken on this section and make him trip. Yeah, they fixed the Atheon cheese, sadly enough. They also fixed my favorite flaw just recently, which is being able to cheese purchasing items and getting legendary shards. Hardly call that a fix, Bungie. You killed my fun and my reason for playing. Which is sadly Bungie, because I almost broke 100,000, and I saw a streamer the other day, he had like 174,000, so yeah, still been doing this for a while. Okay, and I gotta say, that is the weirdest barrel breakage maneuver I have ever seen. Still can't get used to that. Why can't you just smack it like a normal person?
So Bungie went from a very awkward first boss fight with the Prophet of Regret in Halo 2, where there were no damage numbers and no health bars, so you could not even tell what was going on, right? The game was literally not telling you what was going on.
Yeah.
And then to making it an absolutely core part of their game, which is very strange. And again, not like this game does, where bosses are progression. Like that boss, that Taurus guy, he's gone. If I want to fight him again, I need a new character.
Restart.
Yeah, there's no way to
I kind of like that. I kind of like that. I like the permanence, because that to me is progress. You've accomplished something.
Yep.
You're here, he's not.
Yeah.
Yay.
Now, sometimes they will repeat bosses. So, for instance, like later in the game, in another place, there might be a similar enemy, a stronger version, maybe multiple versions, but it's not the same one in the same place as this one. That guy's on that bridge.
You got a twin brother.
If I bypass him and don't fight him, then he'll be there to the end of the game. If I fight him and kill him there, he's gone forever. That's it.
Yeah, I kind of like that. Deca says, yeah, I don't know if it's in this game, but there are explosive barrels in Souls. Oh, wow. So theoretically, you could blow yourself up by doing a barrel roll into the barrels?
Yes, and I can't remember whether they're only in Dark Souls 2 or whether in this one too as well. Okay, so here we go. Let's.
Is this to praise the night sun? Or
yes,
praise the sun night?
This is Solaire.
Ah, hello. You don't look hollow, far from it. I am Solaire of Astora, an adherent of the Lord of Sunlight. Now that I am undead, I have come to this great land, the birthplace of Lord Gwyn, to seek my very own son. You find that strange? Well, you should. No need to hide your reaction. I get that look all the time.
Notice how everybody ends every one of their dialogues with a creepy laugh.
Really?
like
oh,
everybody.
Like that.
Aha. So I didn't scare you. I have a proposition, if you have a moment.
So again,
so you didn't
he's
have pants and
asking
made
us-
a judgment call.
he's asking if we can ask a question. Yes.
I'll ask you a question after I ask this one.
The way I see it, our fates appear to be intertwined. In a land brimming with hollows, could that really be mere chance? So what do you say? Why not help one another on this lonely journey? This pleases me greatly. Well then, take this.
Oh, I thought I was going to give you a small kitten.
Okay, so this is the in-game item that allows for summons. Summons can be NPCs, or summons can be player characters to help you.
Okay.
What you do is that you use one of these items to draw a sign on the ground, and then another player sees that sign on the same place in the game world, and when they use that as an item, they enter your game. And it's kind of like it's not like Destiny, where like in Destiny when you join a player's strike, right, you're both doing that. You both get quest progress if that's part of what you're doing. You both need to have access to the activity. This is different.
Well, mainly speedruns.
Yeah, like if I need to fight a boss, I can get someone to help me. But that only kills the boss in my world. It doesn't kill the boss in theirs. They don't need to have advanced to that point of the game to be able to do that. They just need to have gotten this far to have access to the multiplayer. Now, again, the multiplayer in the old Souls games right now is broken. So no one can join my game, and also means no one can invade my game, which is a thing that happens.
We are amidst strange beings in a strange land. The flow of time itself is convoluted, with heroes centuries old phasing in and out. The very fabric wavers, and relations shift and obscure. There's no telling how much longer your world and mine will remain in contact. But use this to summon one another as spirits, cross the gaps between the worlds, and engage in jolly cooperation. Of course, we are not the only ones engaged in this, but I am a warrior of the sun. Spot my summon signature easily by its brilliant aura. If you miss it, you must be blind.
Alright, so he's just told us how the multiplayer works, basically. We're all in kind of separate but adjacent universes, occasionally overlapping, and the summon sign is a way of forcing that overlapping to happen.
Especially when I need a quest.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll have a chance
Deca says, yeah, he says in chat, he goes, something that occurred to me. Other than the demons and the monsters, only the birds actually live in any of the realms of souls. And he also mentions that friendly fire is fully enabled.
Yes.
For this type of game, I could see why that is, because in reality, yeah, if you were really there with a sword and you missed and you accidentally hit your friend, you'd accidentally hit your friend. So that I understand is a practical element. Personally, I'm not a fan in multiplayer simply because, well, Funkmons exist. So yeah, griefing is a serious problem.
I think friendly fire for co-op in Elden Ring is off as a quality of life improvement, but I'm not
default.
Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure about that. All right, let's see. Let's see if Solaire's got any more.
Oh, hello there. I will stay behind to gaze at the sun. The sun is a wondrous body, like a magnificent father. If only I could be so grossly incandescent.
Okay, that just means he's staying here to look at the sun, and it seems to be heavily implied that what he means by this is that he's the disgraced and forgotten son of Lord Gwyn who fought the dragons and is the guy who linked the fire the first time. He's here trying to redeem himself, so to speak.
Right. Well, my question is, does he teach you that little praise the sun maneuver or not?
Yeah, but I think I don't think you get it right away.
I was going to ask, did you have to pay for it, or
he's got his own? He's got his own plot line that he's going through, and you can help him do that, and it can end in a number of different ways.
Oh, hello there.
Yeah, okay. I don't think I can learn. I don't think I can learn praise the sun yet.
Okay. Well, the other question I have is based on his helmet design. Do you find somebody that looks like the Dark Knight from Monty Python?
He does. Yeah, it is the same kind of helmet. This like can with a slit in it.
Yeah. The Black Knights always triumph. I'm just wondering if we're gonna run across one of those in this game.
Okay, so here's a door. That's also locked.
Of course, it's locked. All these, undead souls have locked door
It's
ethics.
hard to tell from here, but basically what's there is a shortcut back to the bonfire we came from.
Oh, okay, all right. See, the more I get introduced to this game, the more I think the real smart choice would have been the key. At least for first-time players, anyway.
for convenience. No, I would. Oh.
Whoa, what was that? Somebody throwing stuff! Oh my god, I knew it! I heard it being thrown at you!
Yeah,
what is going on? Oh my god, somebody threw a dragon at you. Hello. Yes. And he just wiped out the entire bridge.
Yes, he did.
Was he making
Very
snacks?
convenient, that. And by the way, I get the credit for those kills, so...
Wow. So what do you get, the Dragon Master thing?
Now,
is he an intelligent creature? Can you talk to him or no?
No, but he can give you a
monster.
thing if you take it, so I'm gonna see if I can manage to do this.
Wait, is somebody shooting at you? I'm hearing...
Yeah, there are
pointing.
two of those guys that did not die, and actually that's very inconvenient that they didn't die.
Why are they plinking at you? Why are they not plinking the dragon that just slaughtered your buddies?
They're on the same side.
What? Oh, wait a minute. All right, I'm confused.
Yeah,
so
unlike Destiny, enemy factions basically don't fight each other in this game. Everything is opposed to you.
Really?
They're all neutral to each other.
That I'm not a fan of.
Come on, man.
That makes no logical sense to me whatsoever. And why is that dragon not burning you to death? He's in a perfect position to. I'm sorry, are you trying to emote them to get over here?
Yes.
Did that work?
He should come to try and attack me.
Okay, should we be saving this first? Because I have a serious fear you're going to get wiped out here in a second. That's a big flame-throwing lizard.
Wonder if he's not doing it because they're there.
Oh, he's letting these bow guys take a shot at you? Oh, Deca says they're also crazy.
Oh yeah, the Hollows have lost their minds. I mean, that's just the thing.
Well, see,
I don't know what
in my mind that means that they would attack anyone and everyone. You know, crazy people don't gang up together and say, "Hey, let's go kill the newbie."
I don't know why he's not attacking. I wonder if they changed this.
Oh no, he's meandering on over. Yep, he's.
Well, he can come over all he wants. I don't care. But the one I'm trying to bait over here is the dragon, or rather, the drake.
Oh,
because it's not a dragon.
Why you bait the dragon? Get the little guys out here first, then take care of the dragon. You don't want to deal with all three. Get him and his pal over here and get them out of the way. You got to take out the obstacles before you go to the objective. Don't just go straight for the objective. That's no fun. It's usually
here he comes. Here he comes. Oh, no, okay, he growled. I thought he was coming.
Oh, so wait a minute. You trying to use the dragon to wipe out his friends? Is that it?
No.
Wow,
Trying to
he
get the
is
dragon because I want a thing he has.
Okay, well, why don't you just kill these guys first?
See, he's using a spear and he has a shield up, which basically means that until he tries to attack me, I either have to do a shield break on him, which is a really...
painful thing to do, or you gotta circumvent his entire defenses, which you can't do. There you go. Now it is. The other thing. There we go. Okay. Dodge roll.
Okay.
Oh, there's a lot of leftover souls around. You want to go loot those first?
An arrow in the back. Eventually I will get a chance to do that. And yes, the souls from the guys who died are accrued to my score. So you see that 5,000 is from all those guys who did die on the bridge when the Drake got him the first time.
Jeezin'. How much damage did you take from that flaming stuff, or was that just a story animation?
I healed myself after that.
Oh, okay.
That if you
That-
if you walk through that, you can be killed by it. Like if you rolled forward instead of back, for instance.
Instead of backwards, yeah. Who wants to do that?
It's not ever gonna come over here.
All right,
And I'm worried
here's
about-
a silly question. Do you have something you can throw at him? Like a grenade, bomb.
I did have throwing daggers,
Letter about
but
his mother.
I may be out of them. I may have used them all.
How many
I think
did you
I
throw?
used them all.
Okay, what about a shield or a smaller sword?
No,
Can you throw
shield
those?
throwing is not a thing. I do have.
That's a bummer. I love my shield throwing in Divinity.
I do have the bombs, but I don't think I can throw one that far. Yeah, I can't
It doesn't
even
have to
lock
be
on.
far. It just has to be far enough to tick them off.
All right, well, we're just gonna Leroy Jenkins this crap then.
Oh, seriously? Oh, you're gonna get in flame range, dude. Yep, he's gonna toast you. He's gonna toast you. I knew it. Oh, Keebus, you died. All right, I'm sorry. That is the most predictable death in the history of gameplay right there.
Yeah, because he didn't do what I wanted. He wouldn't come out onto the bridge.
Okay, so logic suggests we, like, find an order of bombs or something so that when we engage that guy, we'll be able to lure him out a little bit more. Okay, now here's the other thing. Why didn't you try to run a little bit closer towards the dragon so that you could get under his neck so he
Because
couldn't torch you?
Because I need to bait him onto the bridge for the thing I really and if you miss the chance, you don't get him.
Oh, okay. All right. So he just flies away and that's it?
Yeah, and then getting him to come back after that is complicated, so it's easier if you just get it. But I don't think I've ever had it happen to me that those guys on the bridge didn't die.
Excuse me, pardon me. And I love how now it's like we're not pacing this. It's like, look, I need to get back to the dragon.
Oh,
I'm Leroy.
yeah,
and shit.
actually, and I didn't, how many souls did I leave up there?
Oh, crap,
What,
yeah. Well, you're down to 0.
5,000
You had 2.
5,280, I think, was the risk.
Something like that, yeah. So you lost a lot. Blech. Oh, I love it. He goes ass over tea kettle down the stairs. Do we get an explanation why the eyes glow red, or is that just because, you know, hey, all bad things have eyes that glow red or green?
Yeah, pretty much.
So just a stylistic choice. There's no
It's
lore
not
or
more
world
complicated than
mechanic.
that.
Break your sword. See, in those circumstances, it almost seems like you'd want to have like a little short dagger or something and a hot standby.
And you notice? Empty.
Well, thank goodness, because
Oh,
you know if you had
except-
to do this twice, I
except
could see
those
where grinding
guys
here would be a bitch.
Are
Well,
still there.
yeah, see, now that's the thing, because the equivalent in Destiny would be like, you know, coming back to the area and having either the Fallen or some of the other guys just respawn where they are, and I was never a fan of that. I was terribly disappointed that when we went back to, you know, gameplay certain sections, they were all exactly where they were. And in fact, we did a test, I think, where we just stood around for like 5 minutes and suddenly everybody was back there. I immediately had a sense of, wow, I've just made absolutely zero progress. So it's not like a Dark Souls game where you take care of things and they're gone, but it just felt like, well, nothing I do matters. Deca says, yeah, they burnt their own souls in an attempt to kindle their humanity. At a guess. Now, wait a minute, was he there before? No, okay, all right, so this is a little different. So now not only are all the bad guys respawned and he did not burn them to death, but his entrance is also different. Because now instead of coming in and crawling on the side of the castle, he's now already at the castle.
Yes.
So now you have even more bad guys to fight.
Yeah, you know what? I gotta admit, I may be having a problem here because I didn't possibly check changes that were made in Dark Souls Remastered compared to the original.
Aha!
So, like, maybe
okay.
I can't do the thing I'm... Oh, bugger.
Oh, apparently not!
Okay, so 6251. So I did get back what I left there, but I didn't survive with them. So I haven't lost any yet.
Well, the sad part is, yeah, you moved it about 5 feet, but the other thing is, now it's not under cover. Now it's out in the open if you want to retrieve it. Excuse me, pardon me. Yeah, so are you just gonna hoof it?
And this is where you get the idea of, hey, let's not stop for anything. Ever.
Yeah, let's just run past others. It's like, bye, see ya, ow, no.
It's also a good way to die, though.
Well, see, that's just it. I figured you'd be wanting to dodge roll like everything and not hang out. Right, left, right. Serpentine, serpentine! Now, are they gonna chase you all down where you gotta go?
No. Most of these are highly territorial and will
as soon
only
as he
go
chases
certain
you.
places.
No, they're not going to chase you. Except that guy. And his buddy. And his friend. Amazing the Hollows seem to have, you know, still have their muscle memory and combat techniques down pat.
Yeah, but no conversation.
Owie. Okay, and pound down those potions. Deca says, yeah, that's interesting, Blackstar. Destiny has little individual progress, but the world moves forward. Soul characters have individual progress, but the worlds are very stagnant. Yeah, see, to me, that would be more interesting, because if people's combat and interactions, at least in certain environments and whatnot, were the same, I could understand. But the individual progress I felt in the game being lacking every time you go back and repeat things over and over again. Deca says, cable box is not an ideal YouTube streaming device, apparently. Yeah, depending on the app, the implementation, and how things are, and the horsepower of the device, plus the available bandwidth and its performance, yeah, you may not get the best out of it. Also, I'm curious as which cable box is it? One of the Verizon's, Comcast, Cox, what are some of the other streaming and
They must be running Android TV, right?
Might be. See, I love my Android TV. In fact, there's a lovely YouTube app that has some built-in automatic AI ad skipping stuff. It's great. It has a sponsor block built in. So, yay! YouTube is now back to what
Yeah,
YouTube was. Just
I
video.
think they've changed this. Because
Well,
he
you may
used
have to coax them one at a time.
He used to do the breath thing over and over again.
Really?
In fact, you could use it for farming. Like, you could come here. Hey, Magicoo's in the chat. Hey, Magicoo, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, Magicoo?
You used to be able to get him to do that breath over and over again and farm those guys for souls and do lots of stuff. And I don't remember this being the thing where you had to...
Did you check the patch notes? Because I'm sure at some point they fixed that. See, now I would equate this to the same thing with the legendary sharding that I just did. Where sooner or later, they find out people are doing something over and over again. They're having too much fun with it. They're making too much progress. We can't have that. So they edit it out of the game. Oh, Magic said, you guys having fun today? Well, I'm having fun. I don't know how much Narc is, because so far we've been going after this dragon for the third attempt. This is number 3. And apparently a mechanic he got used to doing is no longer a thing.
Yeah,
Therefore,
this
he's
seems
gonna
to
have
be
change up the
different.
strat.
When I started playing on the Xbox, basically, the guy would do the fire breath every time he came up here. And all you had to do was kind of like dip onto the bridge and then run back. And he would do the flame, and the flame would kill everybody, and you would get all the souls. And then what you see is that, like, down there on the left is that little nook where you can hide. And on the right, in the same place, is a stairwell that goes down. So basically, you can
just
run
had to make it
straight
to the stairwell to escape.
Yes. Now, what it basically is that you can get to a bonfire that's on the other end of this bridge by taking that stairway on the right, going down, fighting a bunch of poisonous rats down there, which is not a lot of fun, and then coming
Well,
up
at least they're not fire breathing.
behind that room and coming back to it. And when you arrive at that bonfire, the Drake would fly away.
Okay.
However, chopping off the Drake's tail gives you a very good weapon. And there are 2 ways to get it. One of which is that you can buy a bow and a bunch of arrows from the vendor that's behind us in Undead Burg. And go down to the lower level and just shoot at the tail, which you can kind of barely see in the corner of the screen until it drops. It's usually like 30 hits or more.
Wow.
Or, if you can bait him to jump to the middle of the bridge to fight you, you can run past his head, between his legs, to the back, and 1 or 2 good strikes with a sword will give you that weapon, and then he will fly away.
Wow.
But he hasn't
okay,
jumped
so that's
down.
what you're looking for. You're looking
He's
to get this
done
dragon
yeah,
tail weapon
I'm trying to get the Drake sword, and he's only done the fire attack once, and he's jumped to the middle 0 times. And even the flame attack he didn't kill all these guys, so now I have to either go out there and fight him, wondering that the Drake is going to do the fire attack then.
Probably not. Now, wait a minute. Go back to the guy that you just killed, because he is now on the ground, and he is like just continuously headbanging. What was that about?
Oh,
Oh no, he
Havoc
stopped
physics?
it. I guess you moved him. His
Yeah,
head
this
was
is-
like
this
suspended.
is Havoc physics.
Okay, yeah. Well, I was also wondering when you said they changed games and changed universes. Did they also change engines? Is that something that they had to work
No, I don't
around,
think
which
so.
is why
I
they
think it's
changed
another-
the names of everything?
I forget what the engine is used for this. Hey, Solaire, I brought you a
Oh yeah,
friend.
you want to give me your friend? Wow, guess what the cat dragged in?
Oh, look at
There you
it!
go. Enjoy.
Jelly
Wow,
cooperation! Okay.
Oh man, that's funny.
See, here, this is where it's useful to have a bow, if for no other reason than you can bait
Flanking the bad
you can
guys.
draw aggro with it. You know, like if you hit him with a bow, they'll come at you usually.
Okay, now, do you have any ranged attack weapons at all? And wow, is it
No,
just me, or
I
do your
don't.
legs look worse than before? You do not.
I'm
look the
hollowed
best of
now.
health.
I died,
Oh my
so
God,
I'm hollowed.
you are.
I've lost my humanity. You'll see my humanity
Great.
count on the left there is 0 now. It's not 2.
It's not 2 yet. Wow. So you're gonna go cray cray. Yeah. Do you want to back up and engage him a little bit more towards the beginning? Because I'm afraid that dragon's gonna look at you and see food.
Anytime, man.
Can you do an emote to tick him off? I think the bird emote would work wonders. Your mom is so hollow. And you don't have any flaming grenades. You don't have anything that you can set his feet on fire or something, right? This and that and the other thing. See, this makes me think you want to get a spear because it seems terribly effective.
There are a lot of things that are more effective in the hands of your enemies than there are in your hands, and I find that spear is one of them.
Really? Okay. Good to know.
Right, now I should be able to make it down here.
Now, can you preemptively deal with the rats to give you a better evasion once you deal with the dragon? Because if you kill the rats, do they spawn back like the other guys?
Everything spawns back when you rest, if it's not a boss.
Right, but I'm just saying for this engagement, though, if you kill the rats now and you accidentally die, and when you come back, the rats also return.
Yes.
Okay. So there's
Yes,
no
because
benefit
when you
by
respawn,
preemptively-
you respawn at a bonfire, and when you come back to a bonfire, everything comes back. All right, so
Okay, now you're a 2 again. You supposedly got your humanity back, but you still look nasty. Does that fix itself over time?
You have to go to a bonfire and reverse hollowing to get the effect of having humanity.
Gotcha. Okay. And we don't want to do that because that'll respawn everybody. Wow, okay. It's interesting seeing the mechanical problems. Magic U in chat says, yeah, this seems to be a problem in remastered games. I've noticed quite a few remastered games being harder than they were during my childhood.
Okay. Well, so here I have a couple choices if we want to keep going with this. One is I can go for the shortcut and the rats and forget the sword, or I can go back and buy a bow from the vendor in the Undead Burg and then have a go at getting the sword that way.
I'm all for the bow buying.
Okay.
I think we've definitely proven that if you try to walk over there, you're going to get torched. I think that dragon has a range, and if you cross that line, you are going to pay for it. Personally, what I think would be really cool is if, like, you could fill some of these barrels with, like, gunpowder, roll them on down the bridge, and then light it off with a fire arrow, blowing away the guys and the dragon. But that's just me.
Of course, this does mean I'm going to need to fight all the guys I ran past the first time.
Well, you could run past them again, assuming they didn't all fight each other.
No,
wait
they
a minute, there's
don't.
a barrel up over here. Can you roll these down the stairs and run them over?
You can't really pick things up. I mean, like any level of interacting with a bucket with the barrels just causes them to break.
Really?
You can't move them or anything like that. Like, these things don't move.
Oh, that's a bummer. It'd be neat. I mean, with the Havoc physics, it'd be neat if you could actually do that. You know, set barrels on fire and roll them down the stairs. Wow, that chest just spawned in.
Yeah, okay. So a bunch of those guys over there just kind of... I must be beyond that guy's technical range, because he's firing at me, but the projectiles are not reaching.
Yeah, they're not getting there. You're out of range. Magic U says, yeah, learn from the Hobbit. Slay the dragon with a bow. Speaking of slaying dragons, does that dragon have a name?
He didn't die.
What, because he fell down?
He fell down there, but he's
already dead. Like this. Mother was a hamster. Father smelled the elderberries. You're just a soul vacuum. Think of that, did you?
That's the... Oh, he gave me a crossbow. Oh, all right.
Now, how many arrows does it come with it, or is it infinite? Oh, gee, oh yeah,
Come on.
through the door. Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's what you need, the thrust protector.
Yeah, I would have used the shield to punch him in the face and knock him backwards, and then stab him in the puss.
I don't know if there's a shield bash. I'm actually not sure about that.
Really? I figured that would be like one of the #1 early ones to get. The whole idea of having the shield is defending with it and beating other people with it.
See that texture coming out of that window?
Yeah. That, what is that? Bloody rags or something? Yeah, it's like popping in and out. That your crappy video card or?
No. Well, actually, it might be.
I was wondering. I was gonna ask. Like your setting is so low.
That might be the 580 saying, "Please don't hurt me."
Oh yeah, speaking of vid cards, yeah, did you hear that the 4060 is supposed to be using like over more wattage than the 3070? So the lower spec card for the next gen is taking more power than the higher spec one of last. I'm literally debating about even wanting a 4080 at this point. I think I might want a 4070 just to stay within power specs. I mean, I've got 1,000 watts in this thing, and I'm worried. And imagine what a 4090 Ti is going to push. You're going to need your own power plant or nuclear reactor to run the thing.
This is one of the most tedious areas of the zone because it's both spear guys with shields, and their attack patterns are not synchronized. So, like, you have to wait.
At least they're following. At least they're following the standard movie trope, which is they attack you one at a time.
They don't always, though. That's a little bit of RNG.
Right, but if you saw an action film where you see all these characters where 20 people are all attacking this one guy, if 4 people all grabbed a limb, our hero would have 0 chance. That never happens in movies. Is he hiding? Was he hiding to pop out from behind the box? What was he doing back there?
Not a lot.
Oh man, I'm almost afraid to find out. Let me guess, all the sacks are empty.
Okay.
Oh, hello.
Oh, there you are. Still keeping your marbles all together? Then go ahead, don't be a nitwit. Never hurts to splurge when your days are numbered.
Boy, you're right about that weird laugh.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the guy who sells
now I'm never going to unhear that.
Repair powder, right? So this is a thing to repair your weapons with. Also the throwing knives, fire bombs.
Oh, get the throwing knives. Seriously, there are plenty of times where you could be using a throwing knife instead of swinging your sword against the wall.
What does that do? Online. Okay.
With multiple
that's
knuckles?
A multiplayer thing.
Oh. Does he have some magic chalk too? It seems to have one in orange.
Okay, yeah, residence key. And I want that. That's a key for some stuff that's below us. And the repair box. We haven't
had a key to this point.
The repair box is a thing so that you can repair your weapons when you're at a bonfire instead of going to a blacksmith. And the bottomless box is kind of like buying a vault, but it's really kind of weird because, like, you don't need this. Like, you need a vault in Destiny to hold the things that aren't on your character. Right?
Yes,
but
which
here,
made no sense to me. They should have picked the ship, but yeah.
We appear to be carrying an unlimited list of items, several of which at this point are duplicates. And the only restriction that matters is how much we can equip at one time. However, if organizationally you would just prefer so that when you're scrolling through the items to equip, you don't want to go through the whole list, the box allows at a bonfire for you to put stuff in it so that it doesn't show up, so that your list is basically only stuff you want to look at. So it's where you store all of your dupes and stuff you don't want to use.
Right. All the blues and all the things that you don't care about. Gotcha. Magic Q said, yeah, his name is Jack and he hides in a box or a solid snake corpse. Yeah, I was wondering, could you theoretically put a barrel around you and just like try to hide or sneak your way through things?
Okay, so what do we got?
Is that
here?
a possibility?
Wood bolts cost 10 and do 38 damage. heavy bolts.
Okay, so you do have a count of them. You don't have infinite arrows or bolts. So
No.
you can run out. I was
Absolutely
hoping
not.
for that. I was
No.
hoping it was not infinite ammunition because, you know, I
Nope.
always had
Nope.
problem with those, and yet usually I want those more often than not in games. In fact, yeah, I love that Destiny now has, you know, infinite primary ammo, and I'm wondering how long it's going to take for them to just to have infinite ammo for everything, because reasons. To me, it just made more sense to take on the Star Wars mentality with weapons, which there's never any ammo packs with it. It's just a weapon cooldown. You can only shoot it so often, and if you shoot it too often, it has to dispel the heat. That makes more sense to me. But again, in their universe, you're powered with all these crystal things and whatever else. Whereas in Destiny, there's apparently ammunition that drops from baddies and conveniently packaged packs of primary, secondary, and heavy. Because reasons. It would have made far more sense to me that it was more energy that you simply applied, and too much of it would cause the weapon problems. So I thought cooldowns made far more logical sense, but that's just me.
Not sure how many of these we'll need, but I'll buy a bunch.
Yeah. Because, I mean, keep in mind, Destiny is a universe where you can instantly spawn as many sparrows as you possibly want, but he can't give me a heavy pack? Seriously?
He also sells chain armor.
Oh, remember when Xur used to sell heavy? Remember that?
Yeah. Oh, remember
it
when
was
heavy
actually a
consumables
commodity?
used to be a thing?
Yeah, where you actually had to buy ammunition. You could buy heavy packs.
You could buy the chain armor.
Oh, pants. Yes. Buy
You want to buy
pants.
clothes? We can buy clothes. I think I
well,
can afford. I
to
think
me,
I can
it's
afford
just
all
more
of
of a
this.
safety issue. I mean, you're running around with one shoe, no pants, dare I say skivvies, and yeah, from your defensive
leather
capabilities,
gauntlets.
if you get the right strike, you're dead. So yeah, I would kind of say let's up our defense.
Thank you kindly.
Now, my question is, can you sell back your crap and get some money? Because we do that in Divinity all the time.
I'm trying to remember whether these guys buy. I know that there are vendors you can trade items for. So, for instance, if there are items you don't like, you can have them converted to currency or other things.
Well, I just don't see you using that broken
I
hilt
hope you-
anytime soon, so why are we holding on to that?
Yeah, I see. I don't think. Yeah, I don't think selling to this guy is a thing.
Well, not maybe him, but anybody. I just didn't know if selling was in the game or not. Magic U says, yeah, just like the first
you.
Mass Effect game. I love the
Yeah.
weapon
Back
cooldown
soon.
ability, and they ruined it in the next game.
I tend to agree. There's a lot of things about Mass Effect 1 I like better than the others.
Yep. Well, that's a whole nother stream, yeah. In fact, we have some early Mass Effect gameplay if anybody wants to or has seen those.
All right, so
We have
here
so
what you
many
get
old
is the chain helm compared to the standard helm actually is a little bit worse in some areas, but it's better on bleed resist and it is lower in weight. And unlike the stuff we had before, doesn't have zero poise. So we literally give up very little by switching to the chain helm. Now,
Okay,
the
well,
armor, I
I'm-
think, will be different. Okay, so this is better across the board and lighter. So one more
Yeah, do
poise, better in all resistance except lightning, and poison.
Yeah,
and is a
which
little
is
bit
not
lighter.
a problem right now. Yep. Okay.
Uh,
now,
And then the waistcloth. And I guess this is going to be the
pants, yeah.
question.
please pants.
Okay, heavier. So this is a little bit heavier, but it is better again in almost everything except lightning.
Yes. Please get the pants. Thank you. Much better. You look like a person. All right. There we go. Just some half-naked crazy woman.
Okay.
You're not like you're ready to take on dragons and the undead horde and whatever else. The other one, you just look like you rolled out of bed.
Yeah, that roll. Yeah, okay, see now though, we are approaching 50% equipment load, right? So we're definitely in the medium roll, not the fast roll category.
Super fast, ultra, insta-kill roll. Now, once you start upping your specs and your strength and your other stuff and whatnot, does that ratio adjust?
If you
That
level
dynamic?
up, if you level up your endurance, that's what does it. That increases your carrying capacity.
Okay.
Also, there are items like rings you can wear that will also do it.
All right, well, up that endurance.
You, I hope you've brought...
I want to check out what his gauntlets were. I thought they were the same as mine, but they're not.
Yeah, give me some gauntlets, man. I just wish they had a sell option. Deca says, yeah, you can kind of bring it back in Andromeda.
Show me a bone, will you? You haven't got much time. Right, Yulia?
Oh wow, I never
he
even
talking to the
mentioned
bucket?
Yulia. That's weird. I don't know. I thought Yulia was another vendor in the zone, but maybe he is talking to the bucket.
Or maybe he thinks something's
He
in there, or
does-
maybe she's like a spirit we can't see.
He does seem attached to it.
Yep.
Like a bath?
Yeah, here's my question. Did anybody finish Andromeda?
Some people did, yeah. Okay, these gloves have no poise, so you know what? I'm gonna buy.
None.
I'm gonna buy
Ow.
his.
You, I hope you've...
God, that laugh. See, I can never
Yeah,
unhear
every time.
it. Now that you brought
Every
attention to it, I can't unhear it. Okay,
Thank
is there
you
a mod
kindly.
to take that out?
Possibly.
Okay, I would find the anti-hee-hee-hee mod somewhere, and that would be my next install. No, I'm just curious if anybody had actually played through Andromeda and actually, you know, watched the ending at all, because, I mean, we abandoned
okay.
it years ago and have never gone back.
All right, so these are like the Hollow Gear. It's a little bit worse in most things, a little bit better in a couple of them, but it is
it's
a
all about
little
that
bit
poise.
heavier, but it adds 5 poise.
Yeah, we need that
I think
poise,
that's
baby.
fine.
All about poise. Oh, speaking of poise, I guess this is a good point to talk about secret specs. And that's something I never quite understood, why there are all these, quote, hidden specs in video games. Why don't they give me all the specs? Because when they started coming out with applications and online features where you could look up and see all the statistics on weapons and armor that are not available to you in the game, that kind of changed for a lot of builds and a lot of designers and a lot of players. Especially those hardcore ones that are all about the synergy and play styles and making the ultimate builds. Which, you know, I never really cared about, like, at all until fairly recently. So I'm just curious, A, how you felt about, quote, hidden specs, and B, why are they hidden at all? What is the purpose or reason behind those even being hidden in the first place?
I generally think they're pretty obnoxious, and also I would say, like, I like games that do like Divinity does, where it lets you see the enemy specs without data mining. Like, that is not true here.
Right.
Like, you have no idea what anybody is resistant to unless you test it yourself or you read the wiki, or people who have data mined the game have come and said, yeah, this enemy is weak to this. This enemy
Right.
is strong against that. I like that
Okay,
in
well-
Divinity, it's like you just take a turn.
You can tell.
You just
Yeah.
tell.
Well, you know, there is a logic in this where supposedly you're just this, you know, undead soul come back looking around in strange evil world, and how would you get their resume? And
Yes,
plus,
there's
you
an
know,
explanation
so
for
I
your
get that.
ignorance.
Right. But at the same time, from a gameplay standpoint, especially when you're, you know, constructing elements that the game itself provided, why do they not provide you with all of it? It's like they literally give you some surface stuff, but there's so much going on behind the scenes. Unless you data mine or unless you use these third-party apps, you would never even know they existed. And I'm just curious as to why is that? Why are they not telling me everything? Why do they not want to show me all the specs when they're already giving you so much to begin with? Why half-ass it? I just don't understand the logic. Maybe somebody can explain.
If I remember correctly, there's another Hollow Soldier, I believe, just on the other side of this bit of the aqueduct. On the
Oh,
same level
joy,
with
that's
me.
going to be fun.
Yeah. See him there. I want to get rid of him before I try to go for the Drake.
Here would be a great way if you could actually coax him over, hide behind the corner, and then do the shield bash to yeet him off the ledge. You wouldn't even have to fight him. If a shield bash was even a thing.
It's not.
That's something I would do. Okay, shield bash mod. Somebody make one. We'll install it.
By the way, you have to equip your bows and crossbows and your bolts separately, and if you don't, you just get nothing.
I'm surprised you don't have to, like, you know, get the twine and the stick and the arrowhead.
Yeah, see, it had a shield up, so he literally took no damage there. Yeah.
Oh my god, one. Yeah.
Even in the back.
Yeah, see.
If you think about it, it's a real nonsense.
Hit him in the ass. I mean, that's where I would hit him.
But he doesn't seem to be coming over this way.
Oh, for a second there, I thought you'd say he doesn't seem to have an ass. Magic Q says, yeah, sorry, I couldn't finish Andromeda, complete the trilogy, but Andromeda didn't have a story, characters, or a world that could hold my attention. And you know what? I hate it, but I absolutely agree. And that was a massive disappointment because I was such a big fan, and a latecomer fan, by the way, of the Mass Effect series when we did it. I mean, we did all of them, and I was absolutely captivated. But when Andromeda was announced, I said, oh, wow, we're going to a whole nother galaxy. This is big. They literally wipe the slate clean and start over with scratch and do whatever they want. This is awesome. I mean, literally, not only in science fiction, but also in a great series like that has a foundation of huge fans. You'd think that would be a fantastic starting point of something great. And boy, did it not even remotely have anything to do with that. It literally focused in everything that did not matter and no one cared about. And I couldn't imagine as to why. When you think of a ship filled with a crew that goes to a whole nother galaxy and all the potentials, and they went in the direction they did and why they did it, I still to this day don't know. But yeah, it massive gaming disappointment. Okay, now here's a stupid question. Is his tail that part that's dangling off the edge that you want to actually capture?
Yep.
Okay. Can you shoot it with the bow?
Trying.
Can you literally shoot him in the tail and have it fall off?
I could do it with the regular bow. I may not be able to do it with the crossbow.
Really?
Well,
I was wondering if you could cheese this. If it falls down, does it land in a place you can get to?
If you break the tail, the game just gives you the item. It does. It's not like you have to go chase it.
Okay. All right. So the question is, can you kill or I guess chop off the tail or damage the tail?
But I'm being spooked by the sounds of the hollows walking above me, which are the same sounds of hollows walking next to you.
No, they're not coming. No, I wouldn't even sweat it. No, change the bow and see if you can hit the tail from here. I'm just wondering if one hit is enough. Do you just have to hit it once?
No, it's 30. It's like I said, it's 30. That's why I bought so many arrows.
You have to hit him in the ass 30 times?
Yes.
Oh my god, talk about a grind.
I said it was tedious.
Oh my god. And he doesn't move this entire time. You literally go shoot, ow, shoot, ow, shoot, out 30 times and he just sits there. You hit the wall.
Not kidding. I know, because I'm trying to aim it, but it's not giving me, and so I'm trying to figure out what the controls are for aiming it. I'm wondering if maybe the crossbow can't be aimed.
What? Well, that seems disappointing.
Crossbow may depend on lock.
Oh, so the question is, how do you lock the tail?
I can't get lock from here. I'm too far away.
Darn it. See, I figured the bow would give you a much greater range and you could, like, lob it.
I'm gonna buy a regular bow.
Darn these crossbows. Now, is the crossbow supposed to be better?
I don't know. I only tried to use it because the guy dropped it for me. I figured, oh, well, now I don't have to buy a bow. I'll just use this, but I'm not sure it works that way.
All right, well, tell you what. You want to take a break real quick? Well, you can go back and swap out the other one.
Yeah.
That seems like a good idea. Okay, so for those just tuning in, we certainly hope you're enjoying the Rampancy.net playthrough of Destiny Souls, the evaluation of both Destiny and Dark Souls games. So we're going to be taking a short break, and we'll be right back after this.
Oh, yeah, I hope you... Oh, thank you very much. Come back soon.
Okay, we're back with more Destiny Souls. I'm here with Blackstar, and Jail is now on Mumble with us.
Hey, everyone.
Hey, Jail, what's up?
Doing good, sir.
Excellent. Glad to hear. Okay, so when we last left our lovely particular armored woman who now has pants, we're swapping out the crossbow for the regular bow because Narc had some config bow issues.
Yeah.
And we're going to try to go for the dragon's tail with the regular bow.
Yeah, because the crossbow cannot be aimed with a reticle. And to aim the regular
Really?
bow with a reticle, you have to equip it, but you also have to two-handed stance it, and then pull up the fast attack.
Reticle to
mode.
aim. Wow.
Yes.
So complicated.
So that is the deal.
And you're
with
doing
that.
all this with the controller, right? You're not doing
with the
mouse and
controller.
keyboard.
Yep. Nope.
Okay.
I take it
I
this
forgot
game.
about you. I forgot about you jerks.
You forgot about the guy shooting arrows at you?
Yeah.
Well, it's okay. You've got a bow. Now, my question is, do you have, like, decreased damage because you're lower as opposed to higher, like in Divinity?
I do not think high ground advantage exists in the snow.
Okay, well, because, you know, stats are a thing, and gravity is a thing, so I'm just wondering whether or not they bother taking any of that. Owie! Oh, you got holes in your brand new armor! Just paid for this, you jerks! Okay, alright, wait, hold on for a second. If you look off to the right, can you see the dragon from here? I'm sorry, we haven't done a lot of recce. Okay, so he's not there yet.
Oh, okay. You know what? I rested at a bonfire, and that may have reset him.
Oh,
So he
okay,
may
all right,
be
so
about
we
to
may
show
get
up
the animation.
again. So maybe we'll
Okay,
get
well,
the
see, I was
animation.
gonna ask you whether or not the resting was a factor because we just respawned and ran into it, and he was still
we
attached
didn't
to the
rest.
castle.
We respawned, but we
Okay.
didn't rest. So it's possible that
Okay.
that will happen.
Well, the other question I had would be that if you're going along here, could you keep an eye on that to see exactly when he spawns in? Because there are guys there right now, I think, on the bridge.
Yeah, they are. The
Do
guys
get
are on the
wasted when he
guys on the
he
bridge
shoots his
are
flame
there.
ball. Okay, yeah, look out the window. Can you see anything out those windows? I don't know if that's a thing.
Oh, now he's there.
No, he is! Okay, I was right! He spawned in between you walking across the parapet there to this room. So, okay, here's a dumb question. Can you hit him from here?
Not meaningfully, no.
Okay, so you couldn't just, like, plink the tail. There we go. Okay, so he literally spawned in. You're not getting the flame animation again. And
No, it looks
now
like
you've
no.
got to figure out how to get an arrow range. Okay, so game be cheesin'. Got it.
I want these first two guys gone.
Okay, yeah, you can't plink them with arrows to get them to aggro.
I don't wanna
or-
wa- I don't wanna
Oh no,
waste
one's
them.
coming.
We'll get here.
Well, yeah, the other thing is you need 30 for the tail at least, and you've got what 75 and change.
I bought
so-
75. It may not take as many
Okay.
as 30, but I figured it was better to err on the side of caution.
Absolutely. So the AI decides to saunder left and right once you get within a certain range, but will start walking towards you at a certain point. Okay, good to know. Now, your number is also 1. You were 2 before. Did you not get to recover your other number yet, or...?
Oh, I spent one to recover my humanity, so I'm not hollowed anymore.
Oh, so okay, so you have to spend 1 to
Yes.
get your stuff back. Okay.
See, I also remember that, like, he would also do a flame attack when you tried to go down those stairs. And he's
Really?
not doing that either. It's very interesting.
Wow, did they retool? Well, here's my question: did they retool the encounter, or were you at a different difficulty?
No, there are no difficulty settings. That's just it. Like, Dark
Right,
Souls
well,
is just Dark Souls. There's no difficulty.
Right. Okay, so there's no chance that that's a factor. So that being said, they would have had to retool this encounter. Now, you said that was originally Xbox when you were doing it on?
Yes.
Okay, so this being the PC, maybe it's different?
Could be, but this isn't even the original version of PC Dark Souls. This is Dark Souls Remastered, which is a reissue.
Right.
So it could be that that's where the
Okay.
change is. They have made
maybe we'll have to do a compare and contrast.
They have made encounter differences on various versions. Like there's a Prepare to Die edition that is also separate.
They actually call it Prepare to Die edition.
There was a reissue of Dark Souls 2 called Scholar of the First Sin that basically changes like every single encounter in the game. I mean, it's so different. They basically say it's basically a different game.
Different game. Okay.
All right.
All right. So we're gonna find these killer rats because I haven't seen any yet.
No, they're past this. Like if I go past this Hollow Warrior here and try to go around the side to the edge, there'll be rats there.
Push him off! Push him off! Push him off! I want to see him plummet.
Yeah, see, if I go past this guy here into that hole there, there's rats over there.
There be rats. Rats? Yeah, big ones. Yeah, never would have got past the rats. It's afraid of rats. Scared to death of them.
He says with a happy grin on his face.
Oh yeah. Okay, so are we in tail range? Are we gonna switch to the bow?
We should.
And plink that dragon's ass.
Hearing those footsteps in it freaks me the hell out.
Hey, now you know what it was like for me doing Alien Isolation, my friend.
I know.
Every 5 seconds.
I know they're above me, but I keep thinking
they're behind you. Yeah, I know.
That they're behind me.
And hey, that recently dropped on GOG.
Yeah, you did actually. In fact, yeah, they had a bundle that was free. I guess now it's like discounted, like $12 bucks. Anybody interested that hasn't pulled the trigger, I highly recommend.
Oh, come on.
What? Okay, I'm calling shenanigans. It's supposedly stuck in the wall, but it's in midair a foot to the right.
And that $12 offer includes all the DLC content.
Oh, no kidding. Oh, wow, that's even better. Okay, now Narc's gonna have to get his timing right here. Oh! Did it count? Oh, he's above you!
Oh, he did the thing I wanted. He came to the middle of the bridge. It was the thing I wanted so that I could attack the tail with the sword. He did it.
Well, he jumped in for a second, then moved back. So does that mean he'll do that every time now? And you'll literally gonna have to spend 9 arrows for every one you hit. Okay, that's 2. We should do an arrow count. Okay, can you hit the tail from here with the sword? Can you switch real quick?
I think if you know the rhythm and pattern, like if you know where to aim, then yeah, I think you can.
You could do it.
But I don't know.
I'm wondering if he's gonna knock you off.
Should. Yeah, see if I know where that's gonna be, but I'm too afraid of falling off as it is.
It's obviously gonna be swinging off to the right there, but that's funny. Wow, Alien Isolation, all the expansions too. That's awesome. We got to do some of those expansions too. I'm gonna be brave enough to do the rest of those.
They brought the original cast to do the voice work.
Oh, that's what I want to do. That's the one I want to do. In fact, I was desperately interested in doing it the first time, but I said no. We should do the original gameplay first before we do the expansions. And yeah, we haven't gone back to it yet, but boy, do I want to. I just have been too much of a wuss. that game like really. I have no idea how scared I actually was.
Oh.
Well, I went full immersion. I mean, the room was completely black. I couldn't see anything but the screen in front of me, and the whole time I was literally like crouch walking because all I could hear in my headphones was the sound of that thing, and the way the acoustics and the environment did, it sounded like they were literally crawling right over my head. So believe me, I feel for an arc where he's like, worried about those things sneaking up behind him.
And I do want to play that game in VR eventually.
Oh God, I don't think I could survive VR with that. After our encounters with Bowl and doing some of his stuff, I have been curious about it. I've never been happy with all the tech overhead and all the tweaking and the issues of, positioning and, all the work that goes into it. To me, that's not enjoyable. I like being able to pick up an Xbox controller, firing up a game and just going. And when I'm done with it, I just put it down and that's it. So, yeah, not to mention the price for introduction is rather high.
And that is a
TV for that.
Very fair assessment.
Yeah. So, but it has been interesting, and there have been some titles that, like we were talking before, the original Alien trilogy, that got me hooked on wanting to get a PlayStation. I got the PlayStation for that game. For Narc, getting an Xbox, Halo was that game. So I'm just wondering if, for me, there is a game in VR that are like, oh my god, I have to do that in VR. But Alien Isolation, that'd give me a heart attack.
Well, I cheated. I played the Alien trilogy on the Sega Saturn.
Oh, did you? Oh, jeez. Now, was it better? Did you play it on both of them at some point?
I unfortunately had no frame of reference comparison, but I do know that the Sega Saturn version had none of Ripley's dialogue.
Yeah, so that was a bummer. Oop, I don't think you're gonna get that, Narc. Yeah, no, I knew it. I knew you were gonna hit that wall.
I'm looking.
There's something
I'm looking
about
for
that.
a place I can stand where I can do both attacks, where I can get the far one
and you
and the
can't.
near one. But
See? And you know what? You were complaining before.
Here! I got it.
Hey, you did it. You were complaining before about model issues and whatnot with the original Halo and the remaster, where things like that would happen. So I have to laugh that this is happening here in this remaster.
He flown off now, or no? He went back. Okay.
No, he's above you. I can hear him. Deca says, they really did, Blackstar. Did they? I believe it.
Okay, so you can see here, short sword 78,
78,
short sword 78,
Drake
long sword
sword
80, Drake sword 200. Now the downside of it is that it's not upgradable. Like, this is much better than these things, but at some point you will get weapons that you can upgrade that will surpass the Drake sword. But the Drake sword is very powerful very early on.
Deca says, yeah, Half-Life Alex Blackstar. Yeah, no, we did that. We definitely enjoyed it. Bull was really, really cool. He set up the settings exactly the way we want. And man, the technical, options you have with that is just stunning to me. All the different things you can do with it. So yeah, at some point I would love to be able to get into it, but there's just some technical hoops. And not least of which is I wear glasses, and glass optics is a thing. So for people that wear eyeglasses, and I'm incredibly nearsighted, I've got Coke bottles for eyeballs, and these are like the featherweights. If they weren't featherweights, they'd be like 3 times as thick. So I'm as blind as a bat.
Contacts can't do anything for you?
Not really. I mean, it could, but sadly, the one thing they don't really tell you in the advertising is that when you wear contacts, you're like 14 times more likely to get a potentially blinding infection or disease. So,
Blackstar.
yeah,
Blackstar?
not worth it. Yes.
Blackstar. My dad wore the same pair of contacts in his eyes for 6 years straight without ever taking them out.
Yeah, that's
Good idea. I don't think that's a
Is
good
he
idea.
blind now?
It's not a good idea, no, but he's fine. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but they have things where you're, the breathing that the oxygen exposure that they have to get and whatever else. You cut those things off. You can cut off the blood flow and taking them out and whatnot with your fingers if they're not perfectly sanitary. You can get all kinds of nasty things and whatnot. Not to mention if they feel weird. I've never had a contact with my eye. I don't know if I would like or could stand the feeling, and I'd hate to spend the money and it would bug the crap out of me. So I've just had glasses my whole life. I've always had eyeglasses. But anything 3D has always been a problem. Every theater, every video experience. Not to mention I got astigmatism, so all those magic puzzle things that everyone talks about, I couldn't see it. So I fear spending thousands on a VR tech that would not work for me. You know what I mean?
That's totally fair.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm so thankful they're not like, we're abandoning 2D for 3D exclusivity from now on.
God. Oh no, never. It's like smell-o-vision. It'll never really happen in any practical capacity.
And I don't think
even
cameras
3D
can ever.
Yeah, even 3D TVs for years, when they were pushing that, between the active and the passive tech and whatever else. And the sad part is they finally made like the best, I think it was LG, made like the best 3D TV that you get that literally solved almost every problem that you could think of. The moment it came out, the entire tech and support and everything died. You know, it's almost as if Avatar was like the only thing that was really like the go-to driver of that tech in any serious capacity, and without a lot of popular media supporting it, yeah, it just wasn't worth it.
And now he's gonna do it all over again.
Oh yeah, well, here we are. What? It was what, 2009? The original Avatar came
2009,
out?
December.
Yeah. So, yeah, how many years is that? Technically?
2009, 13 years?
Yeah. So, he's had a lot of work, a lot of time to work on it. So, I'm sure it's going to be even better.
I'm sure it'll look a lot nicer. I mean, they're redoing the first film to re-release for the second one.
Now, Narc, is that a giant war?
Yeah, that's a
lion?
war pig.
What is that? It is a war pig. I didn't want to be judgy, but
yeah, it's a giant
okay.
armored pig. Now,
why would anybody armor a pig?
His armor does have a weak point, in that
somebody actually bothered to make that.
His ass is entirely unprotected.
Well, he's still got to, use the bathroom. I mean, he doesn't have hands. It's not like he can take those off.
Hard to see from here.
It looks like more of a boar, but yeah, I mean, seriously.
Then there
Why would you do that?
There are a couple of different ways of dealing with this guy.
Oh, let me guess. You're going to try to get him upstairs and then pitch him off?
No. One way you can do is that you can lure him into that area there where he can't come into the area up the stairs, and you can wait till he turns to walk back here, and you can hit him in the butt. And since that bypasses his armor, that does it. But also there was a special item here. This is kind of a tutorial to teach you how to use a new consumable item. And that item is called the Alluring Skull.
Let me guess. It allures things. I mean, it's a skull. How alluring can it be? Oh, so it's kind of like a taunt? Like, hello.
Yes, it functions. It functions like a taunt. So.
Gotcha. Here, piggy.
If I stand in just the right spot,
he'll get taunted, run into the fire, and burn himself to death. And I would have done a little bit more to the right, but okay. Yeah, he's gonna walk around that. Yeah, that was a bad throw. Oh wait, no, I could be wrong. Wow, he just literally fried his underside. Okay, so do you have a retrieval skull to retrieve the alluring skull?
I had several of them. They gave you like a pile.
Oh, okay, I wasn't sure. Okay, are we cheesing the AI a bit? And he's dead.
Yeah, but that was literally there to teach you to use this item for this purpose.
Well, the only thing I'm disappointed on is now we can't eat him because, roast pig would have been nice about it now.
True, that's fair. Oh, good lord.
Ah! I saw him, I wasn't sure if you had.
I had heard him, but I wasn't sure where he was.
He was down over by the pig, and then he started coming up the stairs, and I thought, oh, we're gonna go deal with him. Oh, there's a cart. Huh? What? I'm sorry, things have progressed since we were away. What? I thought that was just a fire on the ground. Why is that guy burning?
Shit. I don't know.
Did somebody...
I thought...
Oh, guy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can one-hit guys now. That's awesome. We could have used that sword a long time ago.
I'm trying to remember where the...
surprising you like that. You're going to go through elixirs really quick.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember where the switch is for this door.
Ugh. So much for the key helping. It still gets me every time.
Now, the top of this tower is a very bad... Yeah, see, here's what I don't remember. I don't remember where
the dragon's ass hangs out? I think he's right above you.
I think I may have to go out and do... I think the opening for this is actually on the other side. I think I need to do at least one bridge run to gain access there. But
you'll
we're
have to get
also
across
close,
at least once.
We're also close to a shortcut, though, so I don't necessarily have to do that. Yes.
I was curious if one of those would come in, or if there was some other cheese that you could figure out with the Alluring Skull. Will that work on him? Oh, hello. Oh, you were 3-peeking. I saw that.
This is bait.
Oh, you're pushing him out?
No. I mean, like, he's drawing me in. His whole purpose of doing that is so that I would pursue him.
Right.
Into
But
the room,
there's
'cause
probably a
I'm pretty
massive
sure there
booby
are
trap
guys
around
on the
those corners.
sides.
I'm waiting for something to... Oh, what about above you? Can you look straight up? I don't know if you can look straight up. Oh, he's coming back. He's going... Jeez, I saw that coming.
Notice how quickly they advance, right? I mean, it seems like he's
Oh,
just
yeah, he
scambling
lunged.
over there, and then they leap at you.
Yeah, see, they lure you into this false sense of confidence. No, I just thought maybe there might be something falling down from the ceiling, like right above you. Oh, now he should have no ankles. I loved how they died in unison, though. That was funny. Yeah, see, they give you this false sense that I'm shambling. No, I'm coming at you!
Yeah, they're a little spastic.
I blame Havoc.
Mystery key. Is that what opens it? I don't remember what that key is for.
Now, here's the question. How many keys are there in Dark Souls, and have they been counted?
Quite a few.
I would assume more than that. You know these guys are insane, because who in their right mind would be attacking you wearing all that armor and this giant dragon sword?
This is not a boss fight. This is, I believe, just more world. Yeah, okay. So now we're even further above that bridge.
Raid. Oh, hello. Is this the Dark Knight?
No, this guy's a Balder Knight. He's not as bad as a Black Knight.
Oh, great.
Oh,
I knew you were gonna do it! I knew you were gonna hit the door!
If you have a normal weapon, these guys can be kind of problematic. They're not so much with the Drake sword. Oh, and no shield.
Ooh, yeah. Their shield would be nice. Oh, yeah, 68. Before, after.
Much heavier, and it's basically
Well, duh.
only slightly better. I see. That's mostly heavier. What this is good at is physical attack. It's good at parrying.
Apparently, durability is less, too.
A shield can be used as a weapon. You can equip it as a weapon and attack with it.
Well, yeah, that's what I thought. Remember, you have a choice between a shield or a weapon. Pick the shield. Okay, are we trying to sneak up on the dragon?
Now I'm trying to remember where everybody is.
Like, what are you doing over here? It's my beer. So, how long have you had the dragon tail butt
Balder
sword?
Knight to the right. All
Oh,
over
to your right.
Yeah.
Water among the undead, they're totally gonna gang up on you.
That is about as well as I could have gone, which is kind of insane.
Nice. Well, you know, you did kind of box them in together and get double swipes, so, you know. Ooh, there's a soul over there to tease you.
Okay, now
Dude,
we're on the
actually.
other side.
And there's that
That
switch
guy gotta come
we've
out?
heard
Yeah,
so
okay,
much
you're
about.
coming
Oh,
out.
yeah,
Come here.
he's totally coming. Bring it!
These guys parry. They'll go into a
Parry,
specific
thrust.
stance where instead of just blocking you, they're going to do a move that if they pull it off will allow them to do a very powerful attack against you, and you do not want to allow them. They'll generally be doing it when they turn to point the sword at you.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to do a move where they'll be aiming the sword right at you, and that's when they're getting ready to parry. So you do not want to attack them. You want to wait for them to drop that stance first. Otherwise, you will regret
Drop
it.
that stance. Drop it. Pillage corpse. So much corpse pillaging.
Okay, and yet another key, and this
My God.
I can open this way. So this now.
You know what
gets
you're gonna
us-
need? You're gonna need a key, right?
I don't
God,
think
more
that opens
flaming
the.
bodies.
I don't think that opens the lower one. I think I still have to do a bridge run to get this last one at the bottom open.
Well, I gotta say, those things have really put me off
Yes.
s'mores for a while.
Yeah. Okay.
Just saying.
But as I said, we are close to a shortcut. Ooh.
Which part of the s'mores? The cracker, the marshmallow, or the chocolate?
I would probably say all of it right now, especially with the flaming corpses.
Oh,
To be honest,
dang.
though, I have never been a huge fan of s'mores.
Now
Sorry.
there's a big guy at the end of there in the parish church there, and there's another one of those Balder Knights off to the right there. You can see them, but there's also two more of them on the left. So that whole area is also just bait. Do not go in the front door.
Yep.
It's a bad idea.
Well, I mean, unless you're looking for like level up completionist stuff. Oh wait, those look rickety. Oh man, you hoofed it
fine.
across
Sorry,
that. I would have been way more
because I
cautious.
play. I know, but I like this. This is the part of the game that I know the best, so I was not scared of that at
Okay.
all. Although first
Well,
time I played it, yes, absolutely.
Yep, because I've done this a million times. I'm gonna totally do a beeline. No, seeing that and noticing when you said that's just bait, I'm like, I had a feeling the moment you stepped on that, it wouldn't hold your weight, and you'd end up plummeting to either injury, death, or both.
I'm gonna go talk to Banshee.
I'm sorry, which one, or is he really called Banshee?
No, he's not really called Banshee.
Oh, okay, I'm wondering, the drawing of the parallels, some of them are so close, even with the naming, I started to worry. It's like, wait a minute, is there really a Banshee in this game?
There's a bonfire. I'm just gonna light it and not rest at it.
Surprised there's not a giggly laugh at the end of that. Everything else does in this game. You know, you can hear that outside, right? You know that talking to the neighbors something
must
off.
be a new arrival. I'm Andre of Astora. If you require smithing, then speak to me.
So he basically does upgrades and repairs for equipment, for weapons and armor.
Yep.
And he also teaches a gesture.
The hurrah!
And he sells upgraded materials. Here's stuff for repairing armor at bonfires as well as repairing weapons. And he also has weapons that he sells and shields.
Okay, so does he also buy garbage to fix and/or keep?
No, like I
Because if we
said, there's
sell some of our garbage.
there's special NPCs that do that, not regular vendors.
Bummer. See, I wish I would combine the two just for convenience sake.
Most weapons and armor are mighty sturdy indeed, but every hunk of metal has its breaking point. If you notice durability running low, it's time to repair. You can ask a blacksmith like myself, or do it on your own with a grindstone. The nice thing about weapons, they never betray you, so pay them a little respect, eh?
So, can you repair your dragon bladey thing?
Be careful out there.
It's not broken. I mean, even the short sword I was using, I don't think any of those are in bad condition yet.
Okay. And what about your current armor and stuff?
Oh, we just bought it. I mean, it's practically new.
Well, you know, you just had the snot beaten out of you a couple times. I don't know what his durability is.
Wait. Okay, there we go. So durability here for the Drake sword is 355 out of 360.
So, basically brand new.
For the sword I've been using for most of this play, which is just the short sword,
Yeah.
172 out of 200. And I have several
Okay, so-
duplicates that have similar 190,
Right.
well,
So
72,
little
200,
where-
193. Yeah, so
Yeah.
we're not
So
there yet.
A or
We're not there
B
yet.
class. Yeah, not anywhere near D or F. Boy, that incessant banging. You do not want to be his neighbor.
That is a much later game area. That area is full of traps, and door's not even open yet, so not going over there.
Okay, do a spastic twitch.
I do love how most of these games usually have a contrast between the early game blacksmith, who is like a big burly guy who looks like that, and he's banging away on this hammer and it makes a big noise. But then there's always a giant blacksmith later in the game, and he's doing the same motions with the same noise, except he's doing it with, like, he's tiny little tools in his
little
massive
fingers.
hands, and he's going tink 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 tink. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Ding, 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 ding.
Okay.
Oh,
Alright, so
boy.
I've got to get. There's a guy over here with a tower shield. I want to bait him out here by himself. I don't want to fight him in this room. I want to draw him out. I don't want to have to fight him together with any of the bald.
There he is.
Yeah, here you go. Come here. Come here, man.
Hello. Excuse me. Pardon
Just-
me.
Yep, here he goes.
Here he comes. What are you doing all this then? Get out of here. Wow, I really want his shield.
Yeah, and as you can imagine, this thing really can't be broken.
No, it's as big as he is, and oh my god, that is a mace. Wow. Hit you in the butt. Owie. Hit him in the butt again. Oh wow, that only did 1 damage on his butt? Okay, that did a lot.
Yeah, and that block worked, but it took all my stamina to do that block.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, considering
and
how
now
much
he's-
force must be behind
Now
that.
he's forcing me up here, and I don't want to.
Oh, yeah, no, you in trouble, boy. You even have a retreat? Oh, please tell me you can hit the wood in the front. Oh, no. That would have been awesome if you could totally bait the weakness of that to the point where his weight would break it.
He won't go that far, so he'll retreat now.
Oh, that's a secret barrel.
And I
He
can
won't,
go back
first
and
then.
fight him over there.
Oh, what? He just disappeared. Oh, wait. He's charging you. Wait a minute. Hold on. He was on the bridge there for a second.
I don't know how that worked. That should not have happened that way.
Okay, a little glitchy. Whoa. Okay. Oh, good hit. Oh, no
Bye.
drinky. No drinky during this. Goodbye. You made a mistake. You got to get drunk during a fight.
He dropped some upgrade material.
Nice. No, that would have been really cool. Like, if you could have damaged one of those, he takes 1 step and... that would have been awesome.
Now, I can't overstate, really, the advantage of doing roughly twice the amount of damage with every stroke.
Oh,
compared
yeah.
to
Oh, my God.
all the
Well,
other weapons.
Considering the first day where you are having to do repeat runs with that broken hilt because the sword
well, yeah,
availability, there was some confusion, and
that
going
goes
to
without
this is night and day. No pun intended.
Okay, gonna have a problem here. You can barely... Yeah, okay. See that there, there? Through the hole?
What am I looking at?
We'll see where the tip of the sword is now? Between the...
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Okay. You look in that gap.
There's a guy there.
Yeah, there's a guy there. He's called a channeler, and he does magical attacks, and he also buffs nearby enemies. So what goes on here in this
great.
area is that there's a stairway that goes up over towards that guy, and there's a huge crowd of those hollow enemies that he's going to make more powerful than they really should be as long as he is alive. And he'll also be
That's
trying to shoot
mean.
me with magical arrows on the way. And there's
Magic
also
missiles?
2 more Boulder Knights in this area underneath here, and another one on the stairs on the way up there.
Jeebus. Wow. Okay. So this is gonna turn into a
Me-
furball real quick.
I think I'm gonna try to go around. I think I'm gonna try to go in the front.
Yeah. Can you like set his robes on fire with a grenade or something?
I don't have
Here we are
any
at the
there.
bridge again.
Yeah, don't worry. That bridge never breaks. That's not a thing. At least not.
No, I was just
not
thinking a reference point.
It's not
It's
a
like
thing.
We seem to be We seem to be crossing this bridge when we come to it every single time. Hello.
See,
So,
that crowd of
can you thin
hollows
them
is
out?
upstairs. I can hear them watching. I'm going to try to see if I can draw. Unfortunately, I think this guy stands there and resists being drawn out so that the guy, his buddy on the left, can get you.
What about your magic skull? Did you just like throw it in the room or something, or throw it in the doorway here to draw him this way?
Generally works on beasts and not humanoid enemies.
Not jerks. Oh, ooh, yeah, not a good toss. Gotta be honest.
Yeah, see,
Yeah, he's off to the
right
left.
there.
Yeah. What about the right? Is there anybody to the right?
No.
Okay. You sure? You didn't
Yes.
look. Well, considering the
No,
game
I
has
know
been
that- I know-
remastered, I'm wondering if they changed it.
I know there's nobody there.
I knew this bit. Yoo-hoo. Yeah, because if you can at least draw out him first.
That's what I would like to do, yes.
Hello. Yep,
Okay.
it worked. Great, the plan's working. Kill him.
Okay.
Yes, like that. Next. Mess with the best.
Oh yeah.
Die like the
If I
rest.
remember correctly, these guys' armor is also very high in poise. So these have
What is
7.
that noise?
And these
You hear
have
that?
9, yeah. That's a crowd of those weak hollows upstairs. They're basically going to be buffed by that magic guy as soon as he sees me. So I'm
Well, my
trying
question
to make
is,
sure
can you-
he sees me at the last possible moment.
Well, I'm wondering, is there any other place where they can see you and you can draw them out or away somewhere so that either you can't buff them or you can like kill them one
They're
at a
above here.
time
I have
before it
to
gets
I have
chance?
to pass the last Balder Knight before they'll even see me. But I want to make sure
Oh,
the magic
really?
user doesn't see me before that happens.
And now you
Yeah,
also said
okay,
there are
he's
people
heard me.
downstairs?
He's heard me now.
Ah, crap. Hi, how are you?
Also like to see if I
that
could
bar took a
try
while
to
to go down. Turning into a Budweiser ad. Who can drink more first? Chug, chug, chug.
Oh, good. They made it to tier 4.
Did they?
Oh, I'm doing research on this No Man's Sky thing, and
Oh yeah.
there is an optional milestone in this new one.
Oh really? Oh wow.
And this one actually requires all players to take part in. They turn in these resources, and when it hits a certain point, then the rewards you get from everything go up a grade.
Oh wow. Okay, I gotcha.
So yeah, they just passed the next one, and so yeah, you guys could get better gear than I would have.
Okay, now Narc, for this engagement, can you like totally bum rush him and then slash his kneecaps off before he gets a chance to do anything? Or
The
does he
thing
like
about
teleport
these-
away so you can't?
The thing about those hollows in the back, though, is that a lot of them have a bunch of very fast flurry attacks, which are basically combos that just go, and chain several attacks together. You'd think you could tank, but you really can't. Like, small crowds of weak enemies are really, really dangerous. My best bet there probably would be see if I could backstab him and then jump off the edge and survive the fall. And I'm not even sure.
No, that's what I was thinking of. I was literally thinking that if you could just like bum rush him, slash his knees off, and then run back here to bottleneck them.
Oh wow, he's coming in. Wow. Okay.
man,
I've
he's
never
coming.
had that guy follow me ever.
Hey, they're redoing all encounters, not just the dragon.
We mastered
Maybe
this,
they
man.
literally know every other cheese, and they said, you know what? We're gonna change it up. Oh my god, he's got a, what is that, a quadrant? But it's not a trident. Oh, you got him! That was
the
quick.
Drake
Oh,
sword.
sorry.
The Drake sword saved my bacon there, and because he's dead, these guys
Wow.
aren't buffed anymore.
Right,
So-
they're not buffed. Well, see, that's what I wanted to do. So, okay, it just happened a little weirdly than intended.
Yeah, but you see how many of them there are?
Oh, yeah, I mean, even one at a time, this is going to be a pain. I mean, you're already down to health anyway. Oh, this is one blocking. Run! Run! Run for your life! Buff it! Jeez it, we're dead! You were so boned. Drink up, son. There we go. Or, in this case, lady. Okay. Slash. Roll. There we go. Oh, you got two at once. Awesome. Okay, that's thin enough to hurt. Slash. Roll. Slash. Roll. Ah, there. Wow. Okay, this is going swimmingly.
Yeah, the Drake sword is what's making this possible, frankly.
Woohoo! Brought to you in part by the Drake sword.
I wish we could have gotten it the less cheesy way, because if you can draw them out on the bridge, you can basically just do a couple sword strokes at the tail, and it gets you the same thing. Okay,
Really?
Firekeeper
Okay.
Soul. This is an important item.
Important plot point.
Yeah, we need to give this. We need to give this to the maiden keeping the fire back in Firelink Shrine. But you notice how far away we are from there, right? I mean, we came up into the city, and then we climbed through a thing and went over an aqueduct, and you know we seem to be pretty much hell and gone from there, right?
Right? No, let me guess. It's right around the corner. Yep, there's the corner. Question Deca says, yeah, it encourages redeeming later in the expedition, but there's still rewards required for progression. No, those knights, yeah, this Drake Sword really must be kick-ass, because those knights, if compared to your enemies up until now,
It
seemed
is.
way more intimidating. And yet they fall like leaves. Oh, we're Hickory curing him. What was that? We're gonna stick him in a barrel until
It's a
his
huge manatee.
juices drain out? What? Ugh. Game is getting creepier and creepier. I have a feeling I don't know the half of it. Oh, no key needed. Boy, can you imagine coming all the way up here and then saying, oh damn, I forgot my keys?
Oh, still human, are you? Then I am in luck. Could you help me? As you can see, I am stuck without recourse.
Sure, dude, because you don't sound creepy at all.
I was gonna ask, why do I get a feeling this is a bad idea?
So that's what the mystery key was for.
Okay. Does he want to mystery fight you now?
Not now, no.
Oh, later?
Yes, sincerely. I am Knight Lautrec of Karim. I truly appreciate this. And I guarantee a reward. Only later.
Okay, then.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'll look
very
you up.
Sorry. Your reward will have to wait. I've just been freed. Allow me some time.
Basically, he's got a storyline that he's involved in that we will find out more about later, and it's kind of related to the item we just picked up.
Really? Is he gonna want that back and we're gonna have to fight to defend it or something? Or
Not exactly.
I am free.
maybe? Oh.
Now, I can get back to work.
Oh,
Got his own creepy laugh.
Oh, everybody with the creep. Hey, you don't need to call this Dark Souls. You need to call this Dark Laugh. Oh, careful, you're gonna fall off.
Yeah, really easy to die.
Okay,
that way, I tell you.
can we change? Here's my question: can we change our minds and either close the door again or not release him at all?
No, you cannot release him, but then there are still other future choices about how we interact with him that come up.
Okay, I'm just curious as to how much
there's
control or impact you can
nobody-
actually
yeah, okay,
have on
right,
the
so
plot
there's nowhere-
involving his character.
There's nowhere further to go that way without going to another boss fight, so let's not do that. At least not just this
Well, I gotta
moment.
say, our first talk with Banshee was rather short. Oh wow, that looked You scared me there. You had the camera so high up, it literally looked like you were walking off a precipice because you couldn't see the stairs.
Right, okay, so here we have a lift and another lift.
What?
No,
Okay,
wait.
I want to go and find out exactly when elevators and or binoculars were made in this world. As we seem to be mixing centuries, of different tech. In fact,
Like Amy in Futurama,
Jail.
I'm not imaginary, I'm parallel. This is
Right,
this is alternate.
right. Well, here's my question. Jail, when you get a sec, fire up a Wikipedia page on binoculars and find out when they were first invented, what year. I'm curious.
Yep. And look where we are.
Oh, we're right back where we started. Oh my god, seriously? So if we had a key, we could have gone up that way?
No, the gifted key, that key does not open that lift. The only way to do that lift is to do what we just did.
Oh, okay. All right, so... Yes, Joe. go
I
ahead.
have an answer.
Yes, what does it say?
Binoculars were invented by Jean Lippershey in 1608. However,
Okay.
it
Gotcha.
seems that Galileo may have come up with the original idea for binoculars, including what lenses to use in them.
Okay, well, any visual magnifier, I think, just would qualify. Not necessarily binocs, maybe monoculars would suffice. But I'm just wondering if they had it in medieval times.
What century is this? Or is it not of our world?
I
is-
don't know.
this
See,
is
it's not of our world. It's
fictional.
totally parallel or alternate or both. So there's no reference. But, I mean, you don't usually think of binoculars along with, knights and stuff.
That was kind of one of the funnier bits in Robin Hood, Prince
yeah,
of
see?
Thieves.
Exactly.
They'll just run up to my sword. They're so close.
Right, so you notice that Lautrec, who we just freed, comes here.
Is
this
here.
is where I was always wondering that,
That was
like,
quick.
I thought that Destin was going to have this structure where you would meet NPCs out in the world, and then they would come to the tower, like you came to the tower. Instead, there's a bunch of
Yeah.
people already in the tower, and, vendors are out in the world in their little spaces, and they always stay there and never move. NPCs in Dark Souls have their own stories. They're the protagonists of their own story, of their own, plots, and are moving through the world to pursue those plots. So we can talk to him again here.
Hello there. I have your reward. Please, accept it. I am grateful to you for freeing me. Not enough for you? Well, let's not be greedy now.
Okay, and we can look at the item he just gave us.
Oh, yeah, I'm totally, regretting this.
Faintly warm metal engraved with the symbol of the sun is the ultimate honor awarded to those who summon the warrior of sunlight and complete a goal. The symbol represents Lord Gwyn's firstborn who lost his deity status and was expunged from the annals, but the old god of war still watches closely over his warriors. This is another support for the idea that some people think that this is referring to Solaire.
Okay, so my guess is that he killed the guy wearing that, and he's giving it now to you, and you're going to get blamed for killing him because you're
No,
wearing
because
it?
Solaire is alive. If this is talking about
Oh, okay.
Solaire, this item is associated with Solaire, but Solaire is alive. And Lautrec does want to kill somebody, but it's not Solaire. If you want to guess about what he's doing, well, just kind of look where he's sitting.
Yeah, exactly.
And the item we just got is for here. You give this item, this is the Firekeeper, you give the Firekeeper souls to allow your healing items to do more healing. So there's a bunch of upgrades you can do, right? You kindle bonfires to make them give your Estus Flask more charges, and then you reinforce the Estus Flask to make each sip from the flask heal more hit points. But she still can't speak.
How many do you have to do before she can? Is it a lot?
That's a plot thing.
My God, we can't have plots with things.
Okay, so
Oh no, we just respawned everyone again.
yeah, that's fine. But see, once your Estus flask gets down to about 3, you probably don't want to be taking on a boss unless you're very confident in your quality of play. However, since we just opened up a shortcut, all that stuff we just did up that hill and up
We
through
can
that
skip.
area and then over, we don't have to do that.
So yeah, so basically this game is just a series of closing loops. First big long ones and then little short ones.
Yes, and then eventually there is
Now-
fast travel because you end up encountering
Okay.
some areas that are not tightly connected to you know,
Right.
the rest of the world this way.
And now that you've got this massive dragon butt sword, can you go and farm these skeletons in the graveyard?
No, you want blunt weapons
No?
for skeletons.
Really? All right, for the bone crushing.
Yep, because
Oh,
they
what
are
about the guy's
more,
mace? Did you get that giant
they are-
mace?
They're more the hammer. Yeah, that might work for them, but I don't have anywhere near the strength to wield it. Now-
He's not yet.
Some of the guys up here are now back, and some of them aren't. This
Great.
guy's back.
Hello. I killed you last time. I'm going to kill you again. There's reasons. Wait, is that a pyramid in the background? Hold on. I saw a pointy building in the right. Yeah, there we go. Oh no, that's just god rays bouncing off of something. No, that is a pyramid. Okay, what is that? Is
Well,
that a,
I mean, it's a peaked roof. Well, let's call
yeah,
it that.
it's a triangular house or you know, covered steeple or something. I don't know.
Now, the channeler, that magic guy, he does not come back. Thank goodness.
Thank goodness.
All of these guys, though,
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
do.
sadly, you gotta do this again. Well, see if we can bottleneck him. Oh, now with the dragon sword, you can get them 2 at a time. That's cool. 3 at a time. Okay, wow, now you're just showing off. Owie. Yeah, you gotta worry on that defense.
Garbage, garbage, and garbage.
Yum. Yum, yummy souls.
Oh, come on. See, that's the stance. If I attack
Oh.
him while he's doing this, he will parry me, and that will do a attack that's much stronger than his normal attacks.
Unrecoverable.
Okay, 8 Estus. I think that's okay. Walking around. I must have left some of those guys downstairs. Oh yeah, how do I get? There's an item over there. I don't want to forget that. And you can see, for instance, now we're looking out. There's the rickety bridge. Yeah, more souls for upgrades. Okay. I noticed the guy with the big tower shield, he also doesn't come back. Once you've cleared that,
Yay.
that's it. That's it for him. Bosses and mini-bosses don't come back. And that's how those
Yeah,
guys
no,
are,
it's just the-
are classified. The Tower Shield Knights, the Black Knights. We haven't seen yet. We'll see a Black Knight soon.
Do they always triumph? That's the rumor.
When I started, they always triumphed. It was not a lot of fun, I gotta tell you. Okay, so fog door up there.
Wait.
Is-
fog door? Oh,
yeah,
that
fog.
kind of,
That's
sorry.
what they're called. Yeah,
I
that's.
I
the next-
had death fog on the brain because we just played
Yeah,
Divinity,
yeah.
so I'm like, wait a
Yeah.
minute, death fog? What? Oh, wait, somebody right on the ground? What is that?
Yes. So remember Solaire told us that we should look for his sign, which was bright and golden like the sun, if we wanted to invite him for jolly cooperation. So
you gonna summon him?
Yeah, now I also gotta check, what is the fire
Use your crayon?
resistance of this shield? I need to know that. I don't have a fire-resistant shield. Just too bad. Have to do without. Oh wait, no, that's Lautrec.
Oh, what? Whoa, wait a minute. And he's got
so
pointy
so the
things.
guy. I thought there was a summon sign for Solaire at this fight.
Are
Maybe
those
it's up here.
scythes? Is he wielding Is he dual wielding
there it
scythes?
is. There it is.
Oh,
There's
wrong
Solaire.
one.
Yeah.
Okay, wrong character. No, now we get the right one.
I don't know if I can do. Jeez, if this was Elden
Can
Ring, I
you
could do both.
unsummon
But
the
you know
other
what?
guy?
It's fine. It's fine. I didn't summon him yet. Yeah, I have to press the
Oh,
button
good.
this time,
Okay.
So.
Wasn't sure.
All right, so I'm going to invite Solaire. Some people consider this cheating. Me, it's just the way the game's meant to be played. It's here for a reason.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on.
Play it your way.
Why is this
No.
considered cheating? I don't understand that. This is in the game.
If
It is a
you're-
mechanic, and
Yeah. If you're
Hey, I got-
considering if you're considering the game as a tool to measure how good you are at it, then a lot of people say
yeah.
it's harder to do the fight without. The AI gets distracted by itself. You know, enemies will go and attack the other NPC instead of you. It will allow you more freedom in the fight. Therefore, it's too easy. Dark Souls is hard. It's supposed to be hard, they say. So you should not do
Okay.
this. I think
All right,
that's
so
silly.
this is
if
this
people
is
want
Dark
to do
Souls
it,
purists.
yeah, exactly. If people
Okay.
want to play it that way, if they're doing a challenge run or it's just their personal preference, that's fine. But this mechanic is in the game for a reason, and this is one of the reasons why it's in here. So I'm doing it.
And I got an amiibo of that guy.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I almost have all the amiibos.
Collect all 5,000.
I wish there were only
And
5.
so that's the emote. Praise the sun. Okay, here we go.
Ta-da! Yeah, do you get that after you get to a certain level and let you use it?
Well, nothing suspicious out here, I'm sure.
No, nothing at all. It's not like those gargoyles are gonna suddenly come to life and try to kill you. And again, I've never played this before, but you can almost tell by the design. Yep, they're coming to life. I can tell it just with the camera. Yep, yeah, I knew it. Jeez. Now, are they being triggered by just your presence, or is there somebody behind them that is using them?
Just our presence.
Gotcha. Okay.
They're
Once you're on the
defending.
roof.
They're defending the upper bell of awakening.
Ray. Okay, now I assume Knight Solitaire is going to be doing what... yeah, he's going to be doing what Knight Solitaire does. And you have no control over him, correct?
Yeah, he does what he wants. I'm trying to get a hit on this guy's tail because
Right, well,
lots
he's
of
distracted.
lots of enemies that have tails will drop a special weapon if you hit them with the tail.
Really? Okay, good. No, you take the shit. You take it.
Okay, one dead. And here comes the other one.
Oh, okay, fire breathing. All right, that's new.
Fire breathing is the #1 reason to want to summon in this fight. Just so there's somebody else to breathe fire at, so it's not you.
Well, it looks like somebody already chopped off his tail already. Okay, that's 2. Wow. Okay,
And
so there's only 2 of them?
Drake
I thought
Sword-
they were all going to come out.
Now just
Oh, and he just disappears? Wow, not even a conversation?
yes,
Not
he's a
thank
summon.
you,
I mean,
not-
he's literally from an alternate universe. And this happens to either NPCs you summon or to players that you summon. Basically, when you summon a player into your game to do co-op,
Right, to do a
when
co-op
you-
event.
Yeah, well, you can summon them at any time and any place it's eligible, but when you kill a boss, that sends that player back out of the world.
Right.
So
Their
it's
job is
kind
done.
of
Time
weird.
to go.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like if you joined someone's fire team for a strike, and then as soon as the strike was over, it disbanded the whole fire team.
Right.
And in here is going to be another guy who has another faction, or rather covenant, with a special purpose. I think we bump into him before. Maybe not. Maybe we have to ring the bell. I think maybe he shows up after we ring the bell. Hey guys, what's up? Don't mind me.
Don't mind me. Excuse me. Pardon me. Okay, and the whole bell ringing thing. This is a major plot point.
Yeah, it's part of the prophecy. The prophecy basically said that the chosen undead will ring the bell and stuff will happen and eventually the fire gets linked. And then the crestfallen knight down in Firelink Shrine, when you talk to him, he was like, but they're trying to screw you. There's not one bell, there's two bells. There's above.
Two bells.
There's a bell above
below.
in Undead Parish, which is where we are, and a bell below. So this is the first
Which is
one.
harder, apparently. So.
Yeah, I would say that the enemies guarding the second bell are tougher.
But now you've got the Super Dragon Butt Sword, so that should be slightly
True.
easier?
But it's only gonna be good so long, because again, at some point, other weapons that we can upgrade will be more valuable than this.
Okay, so did everyone in this world just take a collectively, oh my god, the bell rung
Yes.
right now? Okay.
Yes. But the bell rang. Oh, but the bell rang.
Come back.
Still can't remember what.
Now you gotta hoof it all the way back.
Oh, no.
Oh, wait, did you throw a grenade?
I think I did.
What was that?
One of the buttons will slide down the ladder, and I cannot remember which one it is.
Oh my god. I would have
Here we go.
absolutely died laughing if you killed yourself. Hello?
Hi, Destro.
He just wants a hug.
How you doing?
Greetings. I am
Hello?
Oswald of Kareem, the Pardon. Thou art a friend.
Pardon you.
For thee, a warm welcome. Cometh
And
not
hugs.
from thence, but to accuse. For indeed all sin is my demand.
Okay.
Well, I've got plenty,
so-
but, you know.
So this guy, you can go to get out of a covenant you're in. He also teaches a gesture. Very nice.
We're a hugger.
But he also does this thing which they call request absolution.
What hideous sin have you committed lately?
If you have aggroed an NPC by attacking them, and you didn't intend to, and you haven't had
Oh,
to
you mean
kill
like-
them yet,
Accidental button pushes, maybe?
buying this service will unaggro that NPC.
Wow. They really economize everything, don't they?
Yeah. I think it's kind of
Okay.
neat.
Good to know. How many souls is that going to cost you?
And he sells other multiplayer specific items. Actually, I should absolutely. I don't know
Get the
if his
purging stones?
Yeah, I don't know if his purging stones are cheaper than others. I think there's another, but I'm gonna. I'll buy one. Curse
One.
curse
You never
status
can get just
really
one.
stinks. So indictment. This allows you to retaliate against other players who invade your world to attack you to farm you for humanity.
Wow. Okay. Gotcha. How does everyone not abuse
And-
that incessantly?
This item allows you to get a list of players who have been so indicted so that you may invade them.
Wow. So this is like literally a griefers list and an invasion stratagem. Okay. Interesting.
Talisman, what does that do? Okay, that's another magical attack item.
Now, what was the game that they had set up where all the people who were cheating ended up only matching up with cheaters? Do you remember what game that was? I forget.
No.
There was one online game where apparently they were having a cheating problem, and they came up with the genius solution of only matching cheaters with other cheaters, and apparently it worked beautifully. I can't remember what the title of the game was, though.
These may or may not be worth it, but they're really expensive, and I already have one Ring of Sacrifice. I don't need another.
So many fingers, so many rings.
You're not welcome anytime. It is only human to commit a sin.
Oh my God! What? I can't unhear the creepy laugh though. And why is it every character, every single one? See, now I'm gonna expect it at every single thing.
Okay. So basically, this area is a dead end. Once you've come up this high and done that boss fight and rung the bell, that's pretty much the end of that bit.
Okay. Well, to be honest, I think the only thing that hasn't had a creepy laugh at the end of it was the bell. Is that in every Dark Souls game or just in this one?
The bells or the laughing?
Lesson or the laughing?
The laughing I've seen is pretty much in all of them.
Oh my
I don't
God!
know
So
if
it's a
quite
staple.
as obvious in all of the games. I'm not sure if it's that prominent in Bloodborne.
Okay. Do you know a good spot where we could wrap up?
Yeah, I want to go fight at least one, maybe two of the Black Knights, and then I think we'll wrap, because they also drop weapons that are very good.
And, oh, this too. There. Okay.
I know these are Balder guys. They're not the Black.
Oh, they're
Knights.
the other ones. Oh, that's. I'm sorry. 3 of them have respawned. So, is there a new sword better than this one that you would get from the Black Knights?
The Black Knights drop swords and halberds that are actually are quite good. Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, let's see if we can get one of those before we wrap. Oh wow, 247. Oh, there's a hit.
Unfortunately, getting those weapons to drop from those guys is pretty much RNG. Like, there's no guaranteed way to get them. So yeah, and there's only a limited number of the Black Knight enemies, and when they die, they do not respawn. So basically,
like you can't cheese it.
When you kill the Black Knights in your game and you get what they give you, that's it. It's a good 10 show. Now, I think the problem with the heavy attack on the Drake Sword is that really eats its durability.
Really?
If I remember correctly. Yeah, okay, see, look, 288 out of 360. We used it for a bunch, and it went down 5 points. It's now down more than 150. So that attack really uses up that weapon's durability. Now, the pig does not come back, but all these other jokers do. I had no luck getting backstabs. I don't know why. I mean, I'm killing guys by hitting them in the back. Oh, yikes! Things are not going well. Not going well at all. You're supposed to be able to do a light attack directly behind an enemy who's unaware of you and get a special heavy attack that does extra damage and that they cannot block, avoid, or dodge. And I'm not having any luck getting those. I've only triggered a couple of them.
Oh, Question Deca said, yeah, the tail thing, I think, predates Monster Hunter, and it's used Monster Hunter parts as weapons things. Yeah, I remember in Monster Hunter that you could actually do that. You could actually craft materials and weapons and things from the monsters that you actually killed. I've never played it personally, but I've seen vids. So yeah, so if that predates it, because here you just, you know, shot the dragon in the ass and boom, here's the sword. So there's not a lot of crafting and or involving, you know, elements with that.
Did we get
Monster Hunter
broken
definitely
swords, Swordhander,
more involved.
Human's Great Axe, Winged Spear.
Oh, you got that halberd that you hadn't used. Is that useful at all?
Yeah, we did not get the weapon that the bell gargoyle can drop from its tail. I think the problem may have been is that I think the tail strike was done by Solaire, and so maybe the player doesn't get the weapon in that case.
So he got it.
It's okay. It's not a weapon I use. It's fine.
Right.
Oh, I can hear the dragon.
Anyway.
I can hear the dragon.
Right again.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
all the flaming
Knights.
bodies.
Black Knights.
Don't qualify it. Don't worry, we'll get to you yet. Now, do you get to slay that dragon at all, or is he just going to be huffing and puffing this whole game?
I think you can kill him. Yeah. I don't know how long it takes.
Do you get something if you do?
I think the only thing you can get from him is the thing I've got.
Oh, really? Okay, so there's really no benefit in engaging him then. You basically want to avoid him for the rest of the game. I remember that Minecraft dragon we had to get to, and that was like the pinnacle ultimate.
Okay, so
Is that
that's a really big sword. That's a Black Knight.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that's the one that looked like telephone poles. I'm not a fan of. It's like we're like in a Japanese cartoon or something.
Now, I think if I remember, it
It
is
horns?
possible.
Is that a horn on a helmet?
Yep, it is possible to get behind this guy without him seeing you. Can you sneak?
Is there sneaking? Dude, you are making so much noise right now. I'm sorry. You're creepy shambling. Oh, wait. Stay at the stairs. You can slice his knees and he can't whack you.
No, you'd think that. You'd think that, but those he will do those attacks and they will hit.
Really? It didn't look like he could because he swung at you before. Oh, did you fall down? You did. Owie.
I rolled down.
Yeah, see, now you can't attack him because of the fall. Crap. I was afraid that this was going to happen. Can you poke?
Nope.
Oh, you got lucky.
He gave me the sword.
Damn.
He gave me the
All
sword.
All he had to do was stand in the center, spin, and he covered the entire area of that top tower.
Wow. See, I was afraid that it wouldn't connect because of the width of the hall.
So the Black Knight Greatsword starts out at 220.
At 220?
Which is above that of the Drake Sword.
Drake Sword,
and
wow.
And it can be upgraded.
Nice. So you're going to mod this puppy?
The problem is that I don't
have
meet
the physical
any of the
strength to wield it.
requirements to use it. And this basically just requires you to level up. So, for instance, I need to have Strength 32 and Dexterity 18, and I don't have either of those.
Yeah, you're not even remotely close. How many points or how long would it take you to get there?
Well, what it just means is that, like, you will get to a point in the game where you can do that, and that will be the point at which you can stop using the Drake Sword and start using something else because it will be better, and this one will scale up further where the Drake Sword cannot be upgraded, so will never be any better than it is now.
So the Drake is kind of like the weapon jump that you need to really progress through the game at all, and then once you get to a ceiling where your character levels up, you no longer need it or it's required.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that was,
right.
and that was luck because that can drop you another kind of weapon, or it can drop you. I think you can kill them and get nothing.
Well, yeah, that was my fear. I literally expected you to get through that, and all of a sudden it's like, you know, darn, skunked again. Okay, so I assume you need to get to a save point because we want to save this particular
I think we're
thing.
almost done with what we're going to do. The last thing I want to do is that I want to open up the shortcut behind the dragon, which means I've got to do a regular walk.
These aren't fire-breathing rats, are they?
Oh,
crap! You've been poisoned.
It's fine. Okay, the way status effects works in this. basically is that I am now poisoned. I will take damage over
yes.
time until that bar depletes.
I'm sorry, you're creeping so fast while you're talking. Can you fix that?
I don't want to fix it yet. If
What?
I heal too soon, I'm wasting it because the healing I put into my character will come out immediately. So basically, I want to wait until it uses up all my health and then heal. Because you see how slow that status bar in the middle of the screen is going? That's going to stay even after I heal. That's not going to come back because I heal. And unfortunately, since we haven't been to the area where there are any poison remedies, I don't have any way of making that go away.
I think you'd want to hoof it to whatever would heal you really, really soon. Just off his body. That's awesome.
This is why it's good to have either
purple
items that cure poison or armor that resists poison.
Do you have any poison cures? You said you had one of those other things.
No, I do not have any of those things.
See, you should have got the ring! Oh, wait, you better get something, you're gonna die. How many of these have you got left? What, you got only 2 flasks left? I don't know if you're gonna make it. Run for your lives!
That's the key to the shortcut.
Yay.
The bottom of this ladder.
Don't fall down.
If I live that long.
Well, that's just it. Can you drink while on the ladder?
No.
Oh, crap!
Are there enemies that can kick you off the side
Yes.
where you fall?
Enemies
great.
can climb ladders, and enemies, if they can reach can knock you off.
Dude, you're gonna die!
Oh,
Drink.
no.
Oh, Jesus. You're giving me a heart attack here, man.
Oh, wait, did I come... Oh, okay, yeah,
Did you
now I go
go?
up the stair.
Oh, wow. Okay, this is so unintuitive. You go down the ladders to go up the thing. Oh, hello. Excuse me, pardon me. Yeah, you better... Oh, shit. Okay, are you no longer poisoned?
Okay, it's what I'm no longer poisoned. It ran out. And my Estus flask is
Yeah, but
empty.
still, your health is half. How can you rest with combat outside? Okay, that seems unintuitive.
You're allowed to do that. And that just resets the world. Those guys go away.
Okay, now, to me personally, that is more cheesy than what they're saying you having an NPC help you out with that attack, in my opinion.
But it's understood in this area. So if you need to get back to a
Right,
safe
but
area,
still.
I mean, this is where you come.
It's like, oh, no, I'm at a fire. They can't touch me because I'm sitting at the fire? Yeah, no, I don't buy it. Oh, jeez, you got an arrow in the back. It's just never ending with this game. Oh, careful, he's throwing the grenades again. Okay, so you got your lucky sword and everything, and now you're no longer poisoned. Okay, is there anything else you need to do?
Yeah, yes, I want to open up the gate behind the dragons. That's one more shortcut that you really need to have. For that to work, I need to get by the dragon the regular way, not the cheesy shortcut.
Not the other way, yeah. I was like, oh wow. Did he get lost? He seemed to be really going over that shrub there for a second. Oh, wow! He snuck up behind you. Did one of those guys do that to you last time?
Yes, I think there's a guy I'm forgetting where they stand, and they're
Unless they retooled it, maybe they added him like they did with the dragon encounter.
I think it's more likely that I've forgotten.
that is also possible. So many bodies on these stairs. We had a helmet. Excuse me, pardon me.
Any of the keys I have open this yet, or is that no? Okay, that's
Yep, locked. See?
They should have gone with the key to the beginning.
It's fine.
I just think that a lot of these encounters might have gone quicker as opposed to the later investments in other items.
What would have happened is I would have had the option to go to the depths earlier and gotten outclassed by enemies down there, or gotten into Deep Root Basin where you can get poisoned a lot. And
so you said before, like, this part of the game I know the most because I've played it
yes,
so often.
Undead Burg,
So
Undead Parish, because they're at the beginning.
Yeah, how many times would you say that you've actually done and/or cleared these particular areas? As much as Destiny? Because I mean, there's so many places in Destiny that I mean,
no. Like
we did a billion times.
My Steam time for the PC version of this is like less than 100 hours. I think it's even less than 50. Xbox, maybe more than that, maybe a couple hundred, but it's not the thousands that Destiny is. You know, multiple thousands for Destiny 1.
Yeah.
Plus multiple thousands for Destiny 2.
Thousands of Destiny 2. Well, see, it just makes me wonder because there are, you know, applications in the metadata of the gameplay that you can now see that those accounts are now like cross-connected with a lot of the Steam mechanics and the GOG apps. So you might be able to find exactly how many hours in one particular game.
Oh yeah, again, there's time wasted. What is it? Time wasted on Destiny.com.
Timewasters.net
yeah.
or .com or something. Yeah. I'm curious to actually check that out. I know. You should go for the dragon with the double broken hilt swords and see what that gets you. It'd be really cool if you could actually save it like right here to try that. Oh, can you get a headshot? No! Oh, wow. Not even a flinch. You just... Okay. See, I would think that with incoming fire, they would at least, like, move or dodge or stick their shield up or move to the left or right. You know, some reaction to your engagement. They just stand there. They're not just crazy, they're dumb. Now, would the crossbow be better here? Did that do more damage?
Can't
and
aim
is now...
It requires lock, which means you need to be close enough for a lock, which means I have to walk out.
Really? Okay. Well, well, while you were in menu, he's close enough now. And armor-piercing arrows aren't a thing, are they? See?
And the dragon makes
Autumn
a
drinking.
noise. I end up thinking he's gonna do something. I'm trying to
It pulls
compensate
to the
for
right.
Yeah, it also seems to go high. Like I'm trying to compensate for drop, and stuff is sailing high.
It's well, see, I think it's already compensating for drop, but yeah, but I think it definitely pulls more to the right. I think that's what
come
that
here, man.
icon is representing, potentials as opposed to actual. So maybe bows react differently. Can you hit the dragon? I'd be curious to aggro the dragon and have him flame everybody on the bridge again.
No, but the other thing is,
Try it.
is that I'm
be
actually, I'm actually being very risky here, because if you look at the bottom right, I have almost 20,000 souls that I have not used.
Oh,
if
wow.
I
Yeah,
die,
update the
I
thing.
will drop them.
You lose them. Yep.
Well, no, if I die, I'll
probably-
drop them. If I die again before retrieving them, then I will lose them.
well,
They'll just be gone forever.
You don't want to lose them in front of a flaming dragon, neither.
Nope.
Actually, yeah, you might want to change your at-risk numbers, because on the the lower third,
It's only
0.
If I die, if I die, then they go at risk. If I die a second time, they go to
okay.
loss. So right now, nothing is at risk.
Gotcha. Just your pride.
Trying to do the shield break move, which is this little kick, and it's harder.
Not working?
No, not working.
Is it not bound, or is it a timing thing?
It's like a push to. It's like push forward and roll instead of the regular roll. I'd just much rather just bait him into an attack. It's fine.
Well, yeah, you just want to get him to commit, so then you make him suffer for it.
So now I need to get across this. And he hasn't
why
ever
that
done the
dragon
fire
doesn't-
attack more than once, which is weird.
I'm wondering why he just doesn't torch you right now. That's what I don't get.
He can't. If I stand
like you're
right
not-
here, if you stand right here, you're safe from the fire. He can blow away everything on the
No,
bridge, and you'll live right here.
He's a dragon. He can walk. He can fly. He could literally come over to you and toast you. I just don't understand why he doesn't. That crawling in the castle can't be comfy, and he's been doing that for hours.
Come on.
And you hit the wall again. Yeah, what if there are any Dark Soul memes about, arrows in the edges of stonework?
I think if we want to get memes through our streams, we should try streaming Diablo Immortal.
Oh, well, I'm sure all the Diablo games have massive amounts of them.
Oh, don't worry. This one would all involve the microtransactions.
So then now the question is, can I make this run down to that bonfire and open the shortcut without it?
No.
That is
Calling
the
it now. Yeah. I
Well, they
don't
stopped-
think you have
they
the
stopped firing.
puffing capacity.
The guns, they've stopped.
Yeah, that just means there's somebody behind you. Oh, he's going for it, ladies and germs. Oh, serpentine.
Casualty.
Yeah, I think I called it.
Does seem to
And
me
he
like
immediately
they've.
wants to go back.
Well, it does seem to me like they've altered his behavior. And also, did I miss? Oh, I did. Did I not kick down the ladder?
Oh, was there a shortcut you were supposed to do there so you could crawl back up? And you can't?
Yeah, I thought I
Oops.
did it.
Did you save it after you did it? That was the question. Oh, crap. Here comes
There's no
Nasty.
saving. There's literally no saving in this game. This game saves when it saves. You don't deliberately make a save.
Wow.
Not a thing.
Okay, so do we want to call it here?
Yeah, I think so. I'll try to go
Yeah,
to
'cause-
recover my souls there.
Yeah.
And we'll see
Yeah, we
when
don't need to see that
we
again.
do this again next.
Yeah. So, well, we tried the dragon. Sadly, unattainable at the moment, but we did get the sword. We did get the Black Knight sword, which was definitely a nice rando drop. We killed that cleric. We met the knight that definitely has the evil laugh. That's going to come back to haunt us
They
later,
all have
I'm sure.
evil laughs. They all have evil laughs.
Well, some of them are creepy. His is evil. His is dark. His is like, I'm gonna be fucking you up a whole lot later in the game.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
that
Fair enough.
is an evil laugh. Yeah, it's definitely been an experience. And yeah, the more I see the gameplay, the more that I see the parallels that you draw between that and the Destiny universe and a lot of the popular game design as a whole. So yeah, that's definitely fun to see those. And we just want to thank Jail for coming in to say hi. That was cool.
Thank you very much.
Anybody else want to say anything before we bail?
Oh, I do want to show the promos for the streams that are coming
You
up.
got slides.
All right. Yeah, so this Friday, more Secret of Monkey Island.
Yes, that's going to be fun.
On Saturday, more Divinity Original Sin 2 in 4-player co-op. And then next Wednesday, we're planning on starting the No Man's Sky Expedition.
7, which is going to be hard mode for us, so that is going to be fun. So tune into that if you want to see us struggle, because I have a feeling the inventory management is going to be problematic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, so definitely lots to look forward to. Yeah, I know, that's what everybody says. So yeah, so thanks everyone for tuning in and watching. We certainly hope you enjoyed, and feel free to also check out our listings on our schedule at rampancy.net/schedule for any random events and or changes coming up. And feel free to also check out all of our past and present stuff. We've got a lot of old school as well as new stuff on our YouTube channel at rampancy.net at YouTube. Until next time, I am Blackstar, he is Nargajan, he is Jail, we are Rampancy, and we certainly hope to catch all of you next time. Thank you for watching.
Good night.
Yes, indeed. The dark sign brands the undead. And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north, where they are locked away